And a good evening to you here from KB Willett Arena. We have Pointers hockey right here on SPTV. Stevens Point taking on UW-Eau Claire here tonight. We're going to look in at some of the starting lineups here tonight, guys. So welcome up here. We got Liam Statz here, Brody Kopsky, Ryan Kreft is on the camera work. Hopefully we're going to get things joining here shortly. You'll be able to, if you can't watch the game, you should be able to listen to it on 90 FM. We're looking at things, and just guys, this is a really interesting game here. We have a big time matchup here, 14 versus 15 here tonight. What do you make of tonight's matchup between two really good teams here?
I think it's just going to be a tough line, or just a tough game between both of them. I mean, both of them kind of have a little history together, especially after last year's WIAC tournament championship, where Eau Claire did beat Stevens Point here in KB Willett Arena. So we'll see how it goes between both teams. You know, you got to expect a pretty top matchup here.
I expect it to be a really highly contested one. This is the regular season champions in the WIAC versus the WIAC tournament champions. So both these teams insanely good. Point has kind of come into their own. Seems like they've kind of ironed out the problems that they've been having in the early season, and so I think that they're going to be able to play really well tonight. Last time that they were in this arena, they won against Superior. Really late game heroics there, scoring 2 in the final 2 minutes basically to force overtime and then winning in overtime. But this game is going to be absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and looking at some of the starting lineups here, you know, one of the key things for Stevens Point tonight is in the goal, we got Alex Proctor here tonight. You know, he's been a really solid goaltender this year. Actually got his first collegiate, I don't know if you want to call it a win. I think it was against St. Norbert. It was a
start.
His first start.
Here, yeah.
It was a tie on that one. So, but regardless, this Stevens Point team is full of talent here in the goaltenders' boxes. We're going to take a moment here and listen to the national anthem. We'll get right back here to Pointers hockey action here on SPTV.
Jason Peters and Thomas Lyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we pause to honor America, Pointers hockey lost a member of its family when Sean Leahy passed away on Friday, December 2nd. Leahy played for the Pointers from 2001 to 2004, serving as team captain his final 2 years, where he also earned all WIAC honors. He was a natural leader on and off the ice, and following his time with the Pointers, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Major Sean P. Leahy served in Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and most recently, Operation Allies Welcome. He was highly decorated and recognized for his bravery, valor, and leadership. UW Stevens Point Athletics, the Pointer hockey program, and the Stevens Point community send our thoughts and prayers to the Leahy family, including his wife Megan and sons Ryan and Zach. At this time, we ask that you please join in a moment of silence as we remember Pointers captain and U.S. Marine Corps Major Sean P. Leahy. Thank you.
At this time, would you please rise, remove your caps, place your hands over your heart as we salute those that are serving, those that served, and those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. With the playing of the national anthem, here is the UWSP Cup Band.
Nice little rendition there of the national anthem, and obviously, guys, nice little Moment of silence for a fallen comrade here, a former Stevens Point alum here. But you know, Liam, as you get your headset back on here, it was a nice little moment of silence honoring a former Stevens Point captain. Really just a nice kind of little homage for us all to honor them.
I agree. John Leahy, as they said, served as the Pointers captain for 2 years, all WIAC honors. Was a really great man. Was a good man even after he graduated from Point.
Without question, and hopefully Stevens Point can channel a little bit of what he brought to the teams a couple years ago, as he was a big pointer, a really big point of emphasis for opponent teams to prepare for, as he was one of those elite players for Stevens Point.
We are almost ready to get things underway here.
Yes, we are.
As we get close, guys, any final thoughts on what you think Stevens Point should do here tonight in order to come away with a victory?
Score first.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, before we went on broadcast here, they just got to score first to just kind of set the tone for themselves for the rest of the game.
I agree. They cannot go behind really early in the game like they have been. Like Superior scored 5 minutes into the game. They absolutely cannot go down and then have to make another come from behind. They've done that many times.
In the net for the Blue Golds, Max Guchar, the 6'1" freshman out of Appleton. So a little youngsters in both sides' nets here tonight, guys, but should be a really entertaining matchup. Tyler German was setting there for the face-off, and quickly just dumping it into the zone for Stevens Point was Sam Ide. Now behind the net, here come the Blue Golds with it. A bank pass up the ice, but that gets intercepted by a stick in the lane for Stevens Point. And here comes Tyler German with it. German now with a shot. That one is tipped in the lane and flutters up into the air and finds the stick of Isaac Moberg. Quick action here as now the Blue Golds look to clear it. Up top is Jack Johnston, as that was not offsides, waved off. And Stevens Point's Proctor will come out of the net and will play it. Things will skip back to center ice, and Stevens Point will try to get something fixed. So, guys, pretty frantic play here to start this one. Nobody able to kind of keep the puck on their stick, as there's a few turnovers behind us. Not a little bit of action there up front for the Blue Golds, but nobody's able to really keep the puck on their stick too much here.
Yeah, it's like really bouncing around out there. It is rubber, but even still, it really shouldn't be bouncing around as much as it is.
Open man in the corner was Fletcher Anderson, but he lost control of it, and the puck is kind of dangerously fluttering away, but Brady Smith now has it and quickly gets it to Connor Witherspoon, who kind of tripped. You know, we were talking about it a little bit before the game, guys. This ice is really rough. A couple divots here, Leon. You even pointed it out. There's some area where you're like saying if you skate some way and kind of you could trip and fall. Nice quick one-timer there by David Hill in the corner, but that goes nowhere. Cody Moline now taps it to his teammate. Up at the top is Junker, and he just dumps it, and that'll actually go out of play.
I think that one gets stuck in the rafters.
And fell right back down. As you can see a few pucks all around the rafters here for Stevens Point and out here in Stevens Point. But yes, guys, this is always an emotional battle whenever these two teams play each other because, you know, quite frankly, they hate each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eau Claire
taking the words out of my mouth now.
Eau Claire came right into, if you remember, last year in the WIAC Tournament Championship game, Eau Claire came into Stevens Point and just beat down the Pointers and kept them out of the NCAA tournament. So Stevens Point has got revenge on their mind, but Eau Claire wants to keep this train rolling as they got some momentum here in KB Willett Arena. Puck is floating dangerously up front as Gonrowski tries to clear it out of the zone, but he's not able to do that, and quickly behind the net is number 9, Quinn Green for the Blue Golds. Tripping on his own stick was Green, and maybe there was a chance at a trip there, nothing. I don't know, it kind of awkwardly fell here. Now Stevens Point's just trying to clear it out, and they're just going to send this one a couple rows into the stands there, but yeah.
I think he just blew a tire.
It was an awkward looking fall, nonetheless, but yeah, pretty fast-paced start to this one. We're about 17:59 into this one, as 17:59 left here in the first period. Stevens Point and Eau Claire tied 0-0. Face-off won by Stevens Point, and Hennigan will get it over into the corner to Harrison Stewart, and he'll now take it to center ice. Bank pass up the sideboards as the Blue Golds now take possession. Going quickly up the ice is Leo Bancello. Losing it and getting it back to the stick is Bacala. Bacala playing some pretty aggressive defense here, but it finds the stick of Jake Tice. Tice now puts the brakes on it. He puts it out to the slot. Oh, wide open man was Harrison Stewart, but he couldn't get a clean shot off of. He maybe had a chance at a goal there, guys.
I mean, that was almost wide open for the guy.
Just couldn't reach out and grab it.
Jake Tice now with it, can't keep it on his stick. Now finds the stick to Noah Finstrom. He gets it up to Nick Hennigan with a one-time shot, but that goes nowhere. A block in the lane there by the Blue Golds, and that ends the Stevens Point offensive threat now. Carter Green with it, and almost Stevens Point with another chance at a one-timer there. Now behind the net, Carter Green with it. He flips it out of the zone. Isaac Moberg cannot keep it into the zone. And now Wilson Northey has it. He's going to try to go 1-on-3. Nothing doing. He'll hand it off. Ooh, nice pass there by Tyler German. As the puck was right in front of the goaltender. Where is it? And it finds the mid. Oh my goodness, guys! There was a chance of a. There was a chance right there to score as the puck was just kind of floating around there in front of the goaltender Guchar.
Dropped right underneath him.
That's just inches away from the line. I mean, that's as close as you can get, really.
It dropped right underneath him. He had no idea where it was.
So fortuitous for the Blue Golds, but Stevens Point, oof, that hurts. That was a chance, like you said, guys, to put them up first.
Still a good chance, though.
No, without question. That face-off won by the Blue Golds, and they'll now take it behind their own net. There's Willie Struber. Now to tap it over to his teammate, that is Colin Stein, and Stein will get it up head, but Brady Smith now has it for the Pointers. Getting it over to the ice to Armatario, who quickly skips it over to German. German accidentally flips it out of his own zone, and here come the Blue Golds on the move. Jack Johnston with it, and offsides on Eau Claire. So both sides really kind of skating all over the place here today so far,
guys. Nice line. I tried a nice move at the line, went nowhere, and I think that they just kind of defended that really well.
But yeah, so far so good for both goaltenders, although a little bit more exciting on this end, I will admit, for Stevens Point, rather, not Eau Claire. This, yeah, we were talking about it in the pregame. Here's the puck. It's stuck behind the net man. Guys, this would be a massive game for Wyatt Stand. Not only for Stevens Point, they could, if they get a win, they would improve to 5-0 here as we have a chance at a breakaway near a pass up front and a shot and a goal up front net. That was number 3, Tyler Love, as he just beats Alex Proctor right above his right shoulder, and it puts the Blue Golds on top 1-0. Beautiful looking play there, 3-on-2, and the Blue Golds beat the Pointers goaltender.
Yeah, just a good goal out of him, and Proctor really kind of a tough reach for him there.
Got screened the entire way just above the shoulder.
And so Stevens Point yet again is going to have to come from behind on the season. We talked about it. They needed to get out to an early start here, and they can't. And the Blue Golds have the early momentum here in KB Willett. Quickly dumping it in the zone as Hennigan has to chase after here for Stevens Point. Handing it off to Ide, and Ide will try to dump it over to Pulias, and that pass is intercepted, and the Blue Golds have it once again. Here's another chance up front. Green now with a chance. Pass to the slot. Oh, no. Almost a chance there to put the Blue Golds up 2-0.
Defended away by Sam Ide.
And as Quinn Green just lost control of it, and Stevens Point catches a break there. They could have gone down 2-0 here in the span of 2 goals scored within 10 seconds. Nonetheless, it stays 1-0. UW-Eau Claire on top of Stevens Point here. If you remember last game we had yesterday, last game you saw here on SPTV, Stevens Point men's basketball was victorious against Trine yesterday. Big time matchup. In hockey here today, number 14, UW-Eau Claire versus UW Stevens Point. They're number 15 in the country, guys. First ranked WIAC matchup here in KB Willett Arena this year. You got to assume at some point we're most likely going to see another one.
Yeah, definitely, without question, especially how the WIAC really stands out with these teams.
There's a chance at a 2-on-2 here if they hustle. Here's Finstrom now. Nice defense here by the Blue Golds as they really close that one out. Gonarowski with it up top, now gets it over to Junker, and Junker has to dump it into the zone, and now Stevens Point's going to have to chase after the puck into the corner. That was Jake Laria, and here come the Blue Golds. Lazy pass there as he was looking to try to get it to Kyler Gundy, and now Gundy dumps it into the zone, and Noah Finstrom picks it up for Stevens Point. Going across the sideboards, now Finstrom dumps it into the zone. No, not really any sense of organized play here on offense here for Stevens Point, guys, as they've just really struggled to keep the puck on their own sticks. I mean, I guess both sides have done that, but so far you got to credit the Blue Golds defense really swarming around the puck here early in this one.
Yeah, without question, and especially since a couple shots by Point have been pretty close here.
Referee getting tangled up in there.
Yeah, Isaac Schroeder. You know, we're talking about him. Schroeder, little notorious around here. Ooh, man, the open man was Hennigan. Hennigan now just to dump it in the zone. Moberg trying to get it. Can't get on the stick. Stuck on his skate. Still can't find it. Now he gets it behind the net to Tyler German. German getting pinned alongside the boards there by Ian Carpenter. And I think they're going to stoppage and play as it looks like the gate open on the side. It looks like they got to lock that one up here.
Yeah,
I thought that was a penalty at first. I saw somebody go down in front, and then the whistles blew.
Yeah, I saw the boards shaking a little bit, so I don't want to say that I knew all that was. I don't want to say that I knew what that was all the way, guys. But you know,
you just have to call it out, don't you?
I did. I had to. It's the law. But yeah, Stephen, 13:33 left in this first period. Stevens Point yet again down to start this one, and this is, we said it in the pregame show, this is something they just can't do, especially, and they're looking kind of at the door. I think maybe they broke it a little bit, or is it jammed?
Well, we'll be here for a while, so
yeah.
We may be here for a while.
Schroeder telling the box to make an announcement.
They had to. Schroeder had to come over to the PA announcer to ask for help with the doors, but
ask the arena crew to come and help try to fix it. So we're going to have a stoppage of play for quite a bit here, aren't we?
Looks like it kind of jammed as they kind of pushed it in with the lock engaged. So maybe there's a jam in there. Obviously, you don't want to.
I mean, you can't speculate it, but who knows? It's still a stoppage in play here, especially since
I don't want to say it's a. This is a useful stoppage in play, but it's a useful stoppage in play because it allows guys to get a little bit of a breather here, does it not?
That, and it also just kind of, it's almost a free timeout. You kind of get your guys together, just talk about strategy here, especially early in this game. Like for point, with the offense that they have been putting out here, especially early, it's been kind of, there's no sense of direction with it right now, but. As the gate is fixed now, so thanks to the crew here at KB Willett Arena.
I actually think that may be the one and only Stevens Point football head coach, Luke Benet. I think it was actually.
A man of the people.
And we are about ready to get things going back underway here.
And a face-off as that's going to get poked out of the zone. No icing here.
I think it was brought out of the zone by the Pointers, actually. I think they won that face-off.
Excuse me, here comes Ormatario now with it. Ormatario going to race across the ice and pass it to the slot to nobody, and then Guptar is going to poke it out of the zone, and then it's going to flip, and no icing called? Yeah, nope. As Ormatario now gets it and does a bang pass up the ice, and here comes Stevens Point quickly as Jordan Fader dumped it over to Connor Witherspoon, who put it into the zone. Now it's fighting for it alongside the boards here for the Blue Golds, and picking it up on the run. Here come the Blue Golds as Nick Telher gets it over to his partner. A shot on goal. Oh, beautiful save there by Proctor. Just gloved that one up. Able to save that one. We were talking about it a little bit in the game. Proctor, he really makes the difficult saves for Stevens Point, but sometimes he gets beat. But he's one of those unique goaltenders where it seems like he makes all the hard stops, but he just cannot make some of the easy ones.
Yeah, without question, as it looks like Point has won the face-off here.
Stuck alongside the boards, Gunrowski over fighting with it. So is David Hill. Trying to connect here, trying to listen into on the car or something, trying to get it into 90 FM. We're having some technical difficulties, but you'll be able to watch it here just fine on SPTV. Cody Boleen now behind the net, and that pass is intercepted there by Connor Smolls. Now, Stevens Point now gets it back once again. David Hill fighting for it, but exits the zone and finds the stick of Sam Ide. Stepping out from behind the net is Guchar. Dumping outside of the zone. Dumping it to his partner was Ian Carpenter, and now trying to get it back up the ice quickly to Smolls, as that pass is intercepted by Polias. But Stevens Point loses control of it. Now the Blue Golds will try to reset the offense here with Tyler Love. Guys, what have you seen from this Stevens Point defense so far? Obviously, they gave up the first goal, but have they been showing you anything tonight that is a little concerning here in the start?
Playing really lazily, it feels like to me. They're kind of letting the rushes come on in.
Yes,
as a quick shot there that went just wide. But yeah, the defense, to me, it seems like it's just kind of playing really, really lazily. They're letting in a lot of odd man rushes. They're not really making they're not in good positioning.
No, they are not. For Stevens Point, at least, they're not in good position. Hennigan up top, a block there on the pad block, saved there by the goaltender Guchar. Now it comes over to Hennigan, and he dumps it, and that gets blocked there by Guchar. Stuck in the corner, Finstrom fighting there with Dawson Klein. Goes to the stick of Wilson Northey, one of the captains of this Stevens Point team, getting over to Harrison Stewart, who dumps it into the zone. Guchar comes out from behind the net to play it. Isaac Moberg and Wilson Northey racing down there. Ooh, nice wide shot there by Stevens Point, forcing the goaltender Guchar back in. Here's Moberg curling around it, finds the open man up top. It's Brady Smith. Omatario with a shot. That one goes wide.
Well wide. That wasn't even on the net.
Not even close. A couple feet wide, 5 feet wide maybe. As Brady Smith got tangled up there with a blue gold. Quickly getting it over to Omatario as the open man. Omatario back up top to Brady Smith. One-time shot. That is too much. Too much sticks and bodies in the lane. As that goes back, finds its way back to Omatario. Now over to Tyler German. And that puck finally finds the stick of the blue gold fighting in the back as Tyler Raidman with it. And now Raidman comes away with it, and he'll try to flip it out of the zone, and he does that with ease here, guys. Here comes Jordan Fader over to Connor Witherspoon. Guys, offensively, what can Stevens Point do here to fix things and try to get, get some more pressure on this Blue Gold's defense?
A couple passes here and there have missed for points, so they kind of set it up well enough for them to take a shot, but a couple passes here and there that missed they kind of missed their opportunity to take a shot.
And a nice pad save there by Proctor.
I agree with what you were saying, Brody, is that, I mean, they had a couple of wide open passes, like Jake Tice was on the line and he had a pass that he just was too far in front of him, so he just couldn't get it. Would have had a clean breakaway to the goal, but his pass was too wide.
And still trying to figure out some technical difficulties on this end here, or excuse me, on the 90 FM side, but everything should be all good here on the SBTV side. As now the Blue Golds have it, and they're going to fight for it, but that pass is almost intercepted by Junker, and now it goes to the stick of Gonrowski, who pokes it up ahead, trying to get it out of the zone. That was David Hill. Now David Hill now has it. Chance for a one-on-one here. Here comes Hill. Hill with a shot. That one goes wide. Ooh, maybe could have taken that one up the ice a little bit more there, guys. But
yeah,
instead,
I would say probably go up a little more, and he would have had a better chance. But good save by or good block by.
I think he was feeling pressure from that defender in front of him. He just wanted to maybe get the shot off before he had it taken off his stick.
Stevens Point trying to get it outside of their zone here. And it now does exit the offensive zone here for the Blue Golds, but now David Hill has it, and Hill's just going to dump it into the offensive zone for Stevens Point. And quickly running down the ice for the Pointers is Sincaro. Finding the stick of the Blue Golds, Sammy Martle, and it goes over to Brady Smith. Stewart loses it, now it finds back to the stick of Brady Smith, who tries to get it to Finstrom, and Finstrom looking to get a breakout pass here to Jake Tice, who gets a nice hip check there in the corner by Dawson Klein. And now the Blue Golds have possession of it once again.
Shot front.
Ooh, almost a chance for a one-timer. Omatario now with it. And here come the Blue Golds on the push. Aaron Swanson now with it. Swanson coming across the ice. He still has it. And now Stevens Point have it up front. They lose control of it, and the Blue Golds now gather a shot from behind the net. Goes nowhere, and here comes German on the move. That exits the zone, and Jake Tice now has it, and the Blue Golds had it once again. Tyler Love going to get to the open man. Quickly up the ice is Peter Jacobs, and Proctor comes out from behind a little bit dangerously, comes out from his goaltender box to play it, and now here comes Stevens Point. Chance for a 2-on-1, a broken stick here, 2-on-2, another shot, another pad save here as Tyler Love hits a seat as Moberg and Love fighting for it alongside the boards here. Love now has it, and that pass is intercepted by Tyler German, and German with a shot, but nothing doing.
Love save by Guchar.
Nice save, like you said, by Guchar.
On one of those, and with the one shot, they had 3 guys pretty much wide open. I mean, to take a shot, and it just not a great shot by them, by the Pointers here. But hopefully they win the face-off here and have a better shot.
A little bit of stoppage and play here, guys.
Referee's talking to the booth about something.
Incorrect clock, maybe? Not entirely sure here, guys.
I'm not sure what that was about.
Regardless, we're going to have play continue here as Jordan Fader is going to be battling for the face-off against number 26. That was Ty Redmare, and it was a little bit of a win there by the Blue Golds and a quick shot on goal. Nice save there by Guchar. He hands it off to his teammate Dawson Klein here. Really quick shots here by Stevens Point, guys. Now, this is a team in Stevens Point that likes to put up close to 32 shots per game. And so this is a team that has a lot of opportunities to get shots on goal here, but you know, something we were talking about, they got to take high percentage shots in this one. They got to convert when they got to take good shots. They can't just keep shooting all. It's like in basketball. You got to take smart shots, and that's going to be gobbled up by Guchar, and then he'll hand it off to his teammate Colin Stein.
Yeah, without question, they just got to take high-quality shots that they know they can make it from. I mean, you'd like to catch the other goalie off guard, but if he's expecting it, then you really can't really catch him off guard.
Exactly. I mean, you can take a lot of shots, sure, but if they're not placed well, it's easy saves. Like last week, Miles Hector, all he had to do was basically stand there. They would have just been shot into the center of his logo on his jersey.
Face-off won by Stevens Point and Mick Hennigan, and now Stevens Point's offense will continue to roll. 6:41 here in this first period as fighting for it, and I believe they're going to say offsides here on Stevens Point.
He was a stride or two over the line. That's a good call.
A good, clean game so far in this one. No chippies, no penalties on either side. Now, of course, I say that, and the announcer jinxes instantly there's going to be a fist fight.
It'll be just
three different guys are going to get ejected. Liam's going to take a puck to the chin.
Liam's going to go down on the ice and start fighting guys here and there.
Regardless, it's been a clean game so far, and you got to be kind of happy if you're Coach Krieger for Stevens Point that they're down 1-0, but they've played a relatively clean game to start this one, have they not?
Will, I have a theory for you real quick.
All right, let's hear it.
Why don't you say, Eau Claire is going to win this game. They're going to make a couple more goals and all that so that they get jinxed.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that, because if it comes true, then, that's not
it's just
good for
me. It's just going to be a bad look.
Ooh, man, that was close there as David Hill now has it 2-on-1 opportunity, but nice close out there defensively, and they pass that to absolutely nobody, and Proctor comes out of the net to play it.
What was your question that you asked before?
I have no idea what I even asked before. It was a few minutes ago.
A lot of things happened.
A lot of stuff happened.
I think it was something Pointers defense, so we'll go off of that.
Okay, yeah. What can Stevens Point's what have you seen from their defense so far in this game?
I would say just their defense has been pretty solid besides the one goal they've given up. But they play pretty well, and they kind of get up the ice as they're up the ice right now.
Oh, that pass just goes to nobody as Brady Smith now has it. Smith tried to get a pass to the slap, but stick in the lane there by Love caused the interception there for the Blue Golds, and now fighting for it alongside the boards here is Jake Tice as he hits the deck. And Stevens Point now with it, the Blue Golds with it, as that pass fortuitously skips off of the skate of a Blue Gold and sticks into the Stevens Point offensive zone, but Isaac Moberg is getting absolutely no help from his teammates. It was really interesting there, guys. There were guys sitting in the center ice. I don't know what they were doing.
Were they not going for a change? I thought they were.
That's what it was looking like to me, but you still had, I think, one or two other guys behind them just kind of chilling. That's just what it looked like to me.
And now the Blue Golds with it. Stevens Point and Tyler German fighting for it to keep it in the offensive zone, but they can't. And now Evan Junker is going to have to play it behind the net. Here comes Junker. Junker going to get to center ice here. He's going to go all the way and lose control of it. Man, guys, that was not a good possession there as Junker tried to go 1-on-4 there. And really, that was just not a smart offensive possession there for Stevens Point.
I mean, it was a valiant effort, but it just, like you said,
you got to appreciate the hustle there, but you also have to set up the offense.
You got to play as a team. I mean, if you're not Connor McDavid, you're not going to take on 4 defenders and win.
Most likely not. There's really only one Connor McDavid. Hitting the deck there was Fletcher Anderson. Now a chance of 2-on-2 here for the Blue Golds. Quickly coming across the ice is Green, and that shot is going to be gobbled up there by Proctor. Nice play there by the goaltender. Excuse me, that was Ty Redman for Eau Claire.
You can see kind of the massive divot that I think you said that was what, Tice or Anderson. as he blew a tire over there along the far board.
4:02 to go here in this first period. 1-0 UW-Eau Claire on top of Stevens Point here in KB Willett Arena. Stevens Point, if they can get a win today, improved to 5-0 in the WIAC, but they have to do that coming from behind, guys, for what seems like the 80 millionth time this season.
Yeah, with no question, especially after that Superior game. I mean, if Eau Claire just scores another goal here and right away in the second period and Point comes back, it'll be just the same script.
It would be if they were able to come back from it, but they're going to have to come from behind once again. Nice play there by, looked like David Hill did really keep it to be onside. Oh, nice look there by Sam Ide, curling around the net. Looked like there was almost a goalie screen down there, but nobody home for Stevens Point. And now here comes Jack Johnston and the Blue Golds as he just flips it in the zone. And they're going to make a line change here. So smart play there by the Blue Golds and some fresh legs coming onto the ice.
Pointers, I mean, they've taken a lot more quality shots like we were talking about.
Quinn Green with the shot. That one goes right into the pad of Proctor. But go ahead, partner.
I mean, like we were just talking about, they were taking a lot more quality shots. That was a really good shot in front of the net. Goalie had no idea. Guchar had no idea where that puck was for a second there. He was just lucky to be in the right position to make the save. They're taking better shots. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, without question. That's especially huge going down the stretch, and you just got to make those shots now to hopefully win the game here.
Stevens Point is going to have to come from behind. Interception here by Jake Tice, and here comes Noah Finstrom. Finstrom and Sincaro now moving. Nice handoff there to Omartario. Tried to do a little too much fancy puck work there as the puck's going to get flipped and hit the ceiling and stay in the offensive zone here for Stevens Point. So 2:55 here to go in the first period. Stevens Point trailing UW-Eau Claire 1-0.
KB Willett really coming to the defense of the Pointers, not allowing the Blue Golds to make a rush out of the zone with that flip dump. I think it hit the ventilation system, actually.
I mean, for how old this facility is, you know, it kind of helps out the Pointers.
Face off. Looked like it was almost won there for a second by Stevens Point, but instead the Blue Golds now have it, and it stays. Oh, almost. Noah Finstrom couldn't keep it into the zone, and now Stevens Point's going to have to reset. That has been something I think I've kind of said a few times today. Nice interception here by the Blue Golds, number 13, Cade Lemmer. And now the Blue Golds are going to have to quickly dump it back into the zone, and Brady Smith will chase it behind his own net. 2:30 to go here in this opening period. A quick shot, but a nice block there by Brady Smith. And hitting the deck there was Omartario for Stevens Point, but now they're going to try to get a rush going here. And nice interception there by Colin Stein, and going to be called offsides on Eau Claire. Yikes, guys. This has been not a good start here for Stevens Point, but if they're able to, I mean, ideally, you'd want to be able to tie this one up, make it a 1-1 game after one. But if you can just hold it to 1-0, if you're unable to score, that has to be somewhat of a win with how poorly your offense has played here.
Well, I agree. And also in the second period, the goalie will be down in the student section of the ice, which in this building, as has been shown and I guess proven time and time again, is that the goalie does a lot worse when he's in their section of the ice.
The student section is infectious for Stevens. They are relentless. Just
yeah, it definitely is. Last week in Spirit, I was in the student section, and it was, I mean, no chill out of them.
So we can, if Stevens Point is unable to win this one, we can blame Brody for being up here, not in the student section.
I mean, hey, last time I called the game up here against St. Norbert, we had tied. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's the truth, but, you know, every time
player lost his stick. What'd you say? Would you see over there, Liam?
It was a hand pass, unfortunately. The good call, Point not agreeing with it, but they're not going to be able to get a change. It's going to be in their zone.
Yikes. Yeah, I guess the last time I was in the student section, every game I've been in the student section, they have won. So,
is it true that Miles Hector gave the student section a wash the last time he was
here? Oh,
yeah,
he definitely did, but he caught most of the glass and a little bit of the net, so not a whole lot sprayed on our student section. But, yeah, that was true. That was true.
Just close to a minute and 30 seconds to go here in this opening period. 1-0, the Blue Golds on top of Stevens Point. Stevens Point having nightmares of the most recent, of the last outing that they had against the Blue Golds. The WIAC Conference Tournament Championship game. Quickly dumping into the zone is Moberg. Guchar going to come out of his net and play it and hand it off to his teammate Stein. But yeah, guys, a little rust for Stevens Point, obviously. You know, typical season, they don't play for about a week. Ooh, as that pass goes right off the shoulder. That Liam wincing right away as that one looked like it just dinged right off of Harrison Stewart. And now Stevens Point going to move it up the ice. Fletcher Anderson with it as we approach 1 minute here in this one. Fighting for it alongside the boards. Jordan Fader and Fletcher Anderson ends there, along with the Blue Golds, Dawson Klein and Tyler Love. The puck now squirts free, and chasing after it is Mick Hennigan, followed quickly by Ryan Green. Here comes Hennigan with it. Hennigan going to go quickly, and a nice pad save there by the goaltender, Guchar. Man, he's had a good first period here for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, without question, especially being a freshman here, playing in KB Willett Arena. I don't know if I'm sure it's his first game here, so you know, it's a pretty good game out of him. Kind of how it's been for most goalies here at KB Willett Arena.
Well, I'm going to have to play devil's advocate here a little bit. Most of the shots that he's faced haven't been really that good. There's been a couple, like I talked about before. Most of the shots just right into his midsection. Hasn't really had to make a good save.
But regardless, he's still made them, and it's still a 1-0 game for Eau Claire. And now the Blue Golds win the faceoff, and they have it once again. Quickly racing up the ice is Sammy Martle. Martle going to dump it now. Brady Smith fighting for it. And, ooh, that one dangerously floating in front of Proctor there. And now Stevens Point and Finstrom will try to get out of the zone. Oh, nice diving play there by number 21, Nick Turkle. Now Armatario with it, trying to go 1-on-2 between the legs. Nothing doing. 15 seconds left in this first period. Now the Blue Golds trying to clear it. Stevens Point playing aggressive here. 10 seconds to go as number 12, Sincero, is fighting for it. Ooh, that puck went right in front, and the goaltender just hopped right on top of it, smartly stopping play. There was a chance there for Stevens Point, a couple chances up front.
I mean, right there, yeah. That was
not able to cash in.
It was right there, but Guchar just jumped right on top of that one.
So Guchar still perfect on the night.
Keep jinxing it, Will, please.
I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my best. 4.7 seconds here, so Stevens Point got to go quick here if they want to try to tie this one up. The face-off tie-up, but it squirts free to Sam Ide, and Sam Ide with a one-timer. Oh, it gets right, looked like, oh my. Oh, extra fighting there at the end of it as Nick Trenchel went right into the back of Sam Ide as he sent a one-timer. It just got stuck in the pipe, and it looked like it got stuck in his armpit, or went right under his jersey, guys. That was a really weird way to end, but if you're Stevens Point and Coach Krieger, obviously you wish that it was a tie game here, but you almost... The way the offense is played, you'll kind of take a 1-0 deficit at in the first intermission.
Yeah, without question. I mean, especially since they haven't really taken. I mean, they're taking good shots here and there, but it just hasn't fallen for them, and they've kind of been slacking on offense tonight. And you go into the break here and maybe talk about it and just see what you guys can do offensively.
What adjustments would you make here in the first intermission, Liam?
You got to make quality shots. I mean, like I was talking about. They have had some, but most of them have just been right on center mass. They haven't actually tried to pick a corner or go 5-hole. They've just kind of been throwing it at the net. And this is the problem they had last week against Superior. It's the reason that the shot count was so high is because they were just kind of throwing it and hoping something stuck. Obviously, it's like a war of attrition, I guess. But if you really want to score goals, you have to make those good shots. There's really no other way to put it.
Right, high percentage shots, and you don't want to just take the the spinning turnaround, just no-looking shots. And 99% of the time, you're not going to make it as Santa Claus is going to come out of the ice. But we're going to take a break here on SPTV, and we're going to let you kind of enjoy a little bit of a break in the first intermission, and then we're going to come back with some more Pointers hockey action. So don't go away. We're going to be back right after this. And a welcome back here to KB Willett Arena and Pointers Hockey here on SPTV. We got a good one here for you folks. It is 1-0 here in the first. After one period, guys, what have you seen so far in this one by both sides?
Just not great offense by the Pointers here, and credit to Eau Claire playing good defense, but you know, it's just been a little bit sloppy for the Pointers. Granted, they only gave up just one goal in this first period, but yeah, I guess just a little bit of sloppy play out of the Pointers.
I'd say both offensively and defensively, they're kind of letting that rush get in. They're not making good passes either. I mean, if I think about it, a lot of the passes, like stretch passes they've made, just get interception. Eau Claire is doing a really good job of either reading it or Pointers just making some kind of sloppy plays, which, you know, I think that's a combination of both, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and in the shots department, it's 10-6. Stevens Point out shooting Eau Claire, yet Eau Claire still has the 1-0 lead. And, you know, it was interesting through 2 3/4 period against UW Superior. Stevens Point was out shooting them by close to 20, yet they were losing 2-0. And it's, I don't want to say similar things are happening here, but it's eerily similar because Stevens Point is out shooting the opponent, yet they're losing. What can they do besides, you know, the obvious of taking better shots here, but just what can Stevens Point do to get that, to tie this one up here, guys?
I guess like what what Liam was talking about before the half, most of their shots had just been like, you know, little chip shots right at Guchar, and you know, that doesn't help you out when you're trying to take better shots. Like, I mean, granted, there's been a few shots that have been pretty good shots to take, but you just got to try to take a little bit high quality shots, you know, that will fake the goalie out and, you know, make him work. I mean, he's hardly working, really.
I think passing. I mean, they got to improve on passing. They had a lot of opportunities where they could have had that one-timer wide open net. No way Guchar would have been able to stop it. Only way it would have not scored is if it went wide. But they just missed those passes every single time.
And we talked a little bit about in the pregame, I alluded to it a bit, that Alex Proctor, while he's an excellent goaltender, sometimes does get beat and beat a little bad. And that first goal that he gave up, they did get beat pretty bad. It was a 3-on-2 right above that right shoulder of Proctor. But, you know, other than that, he'd been playing a pretty solid first period. Obviously 6 shots, 1 goes in, but 5 other stops by him. Pretty good stops. But, yeah, this is a game that hopefully Stevens Point, we talked about it last year a lot. They're a team that they come out in that second period and they punch you in the mouth. Coach Krieger is going to hope that his team can do that because, once again, they're going to have to come from behind in this one if they want to continue their undefeated streak here in WIAC play.
I mean, here's hoping. I mean, I don't really think any of us kind of at the start of the year with how they played their first couple of games, you know, every single one of them basically went into overtime. It was either ties, losses, wins. And we kind of expected the Pointers to not really do that well, even if they were projected to win it all. I mean, it just kind of surprised us, and I feel like they've kind of improved on a lot of things.
Yeah, defensively, this has been a team that's as good as it gets. You know, we were talking about their penalty kill unit is as phenomenal as it gets, but their power play, they have significantly struggled with that. That's an area where they're 3 for 27 on the year. Or 4 for 27. They got one in the game. So 4 for 27 still nonetheless not very good, but they're still an elite defense. But the offense has been an area where, you know, they have struggled this year. And like we said, you know, taking smarter shots. And then another thing I'll throw in there, setting up the offense too. They have really raced up and down the ice really quickly and haven't really allowed their offense to get set up to take those smart shots, guys. I think that's something Stevens Point's going to have to do if they want to turn this thing around here.
Yep.
I agree.
Without question. I mean, you like to play hero ball here and there, but it's, you know, going 1-on-4 is not helping your case, and it kind of gives you a lesson and an opportunity to try to take a good shot.
Now, Guchar is heading down to the Stevens Point area, into the student section, so he'll have it in the most difficult place for an opposing goaltender to play, and you know, a lot of them.
I would argue that the KB Willett student section is probably one of the best student sections in probably all of Division III hockey.
It's brutal. It is brutal.
I just asked Miles Hector that it was pretty brutal for him, and you know, for about 58.5 minutes, he was doing pretty well until it kind of gave it away. In the end, regardless, he had an outstanding game. for Superior. He just wasn't able to complete it here. Now Stevens Point, they're going to have to come out here and put some points here on the board, without question. But they're going to have to come out here with a fury, as they had a little bit of the momentum later in the first period, as they were getting some more shots on goal, getting higher percentage shots. And I thought maybe there was somebody going into the penalty box as I saw the door close, but nope, nothing.
Just the official.
There was a little bit of chippiness at the end of the first period, so Tyler German is going to face off against Quinn Green, and Stevens Point will control the puck after it squirts away as Proctor plays it on his stick.
I think that chippiness was because Point was, they were going to play to a whistle. That's how you play hockey. You play every single time to the whistle.
Now Stevens Point quickly dumps it into their offensive zone, and the Blue Gold is going to try to kick it out. Stevens Point loses it, and here comes the Blue Golds, and Colin Stein takes it over to his teammate Willie Strober, and that flips out into the Stevens Point defensive zone, and Sam Ide will play it, and he will dump it over to his teammate Mick Hennigan, who quickly shoots it out of the zone, but that is intercepted easily there by Jack Johnston, going off of the skate of Ty Reedman, and now the Blue Golds are struggling to keep it on their stick. Here comes Hennigan, and Hennigan can't get it. Geez, nobody can keep it on the stick, and a chance for a breakaway, but Jack Johnston only has it one-on-one with Sam Ide. And Ide, nice defense here as the Stevens Point, a chance for a 3-on-2 opportunity if they hurry. Finstrom with it. Now Finstrom surveying. He's going to do a little flip off the side of his stick, but nothing doing there, guys. Ooh, there was a chance for a 3-on-2, but they just kind of slowed down and the defense caught up. I was talking about it. They need to get that offense set. That there was a chance they had a man advantage, but they just really didn't hustle to do anything with it.
One thing, and right there, it just happened. One thing I've noticed is that, again, they're not making good passes. They're getting intercepted in the middle of the ice.
Machado quickly flips it up to Sincaro. Here comes the Pointers. A shot on goal. That one goes wide. Ooh, man. He always has that extra fire, and I think they're going to call icing. Yes, they will. No, they quickly wave it off at the last second as Proctor hits the deck. Got to get over to his goaltender's box, and now Witherspoon intercepts it. That's pretty fortunate there, guys, when Proctor really just hit the deck hard there.
Well, I think he got a little bit of a slew foot from behind.
And stoppage in play here. But yeah, guys, this has been a quick 2 minutes and 59 seconds here in the second period. I don't know what the stoppage in play. I didn't quite see what the stoppage in play was for, guys.
Neither did it. It must have hit a stanchion or something that took a weird bounce. Maybe
that's what I'm assuming. It must have hit a Stevens Point player's stick hanging over the edge. That has to be the only explanation with it, because it really, from our angle, looked like maybe a bank pass. Here comes a face-off, and it's going to be won by Stevens Point. Gonrowski going to do a quick shot, and that's easily saved by Guchar. And now the Blue Golds and Klein will get it out of the zone. Junker intercepts that pass. He'll do a one-time shot. Oh, it scores! It just squirts right by Guchar and knocks this one up 1-1. Guys, I didn't even see it go in. It must have hit off the skate of a Pointer.
It hit Guchar in the stick, deflected behind him, and then I think that was Witherspoon was right there, just put it right in the back of the net.
Connor Witherspoon, Johnny on the spot, just quickly dumps it in for Stevens Point, and they tie this one up. 1-1 here.
Hey, we take those. That's a huge goal, and especially since it kind of sets up Pointers to have that momentum going into this second period.
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Without question here, face-off won by Stevens Point, and now you can feel, guys, the momentum is going in favor of the Pointers.
Big hit along the near boards. I don't think Point liked that one.
No, I didn't look like it. Now just both sides trying to fight for possession. Here's it bounced up behind the neck there of David Hill as he got plastered there on the sideboards there dangerously. Could have hurt his neck there, but now the Blue Golds intercept it. First tie obviously sends 0-0, but Stevens Point, they come out of this first intermission much like they did last season with really a fury, and they tie this one up 1-1 here. Really an impressive, just fortuitous bounce for Stevens Point. But, they'll take it any way they can get it here as both sides are still fighting for it. But, yeah, you guys, you got to feel like KB Willett Arena has now started to come alive here after what was really a quiet first period.
I mean, it was just like that against Superior. It was very quiet until those last few minutes when they scored a goal. Then it kind of lit up, and look what happened there.
And a delayed penalty called, so Stevens Point's going to pull their goaltender, but that's just going to be stopped right away. as Proctor is going to head right back to his net. But Stevens Point is going to get a power play here, as you saw it right away, Liam, and a holding call going to be called. But yeah, Stevens Point's going to send that power play unit out here, an area where they have struggled this year, but a chance to take the lead here for the first time tonight.
Well, here's hoping they break their curse and go 5 for 28. Here's hoping.
I mean, just make one power play goal here and there. I mean, you just got to try your best. I mean, they've
uncharacteristically, yes.
Yes, thank you, Will.
It's
been a little bit of a struggle for the Pointers in the power play this year.
They've really not been able to even set up offense. Ooh, a quick pass to the slot, looking for Finstrom, looking for Tincaro. Now David Hill with it. He loses control of it, and the Blue Golds clear it as it goes right through the legs of Brady Smith. Or no, that was Armatario. Tincaro now with it. He'll go up the ice quickly. Get it over to David Hill. Now goes to the stick of Armatario. Sets it over to Brady Smith. Now Stevens Point's got the offense set. Shot on goal, and that one is gobbled up there by the goaltender, Guchar.
By the way, I found out it's actually pronounced Chirino.
Chirino,
Yeah,
all right.
Dawson
there we go.
Chirino.
Dawson Chirino, which I apologize because I have also been pronouncing as Skierino for a while now.
Chirino, you know what? I've been saying it wrong too. So I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong. So Chirino, remember he had the game winner against UW Superior in overtime, which was a really impressive one. Kind of like a backhander flip into the net. It was a beautiful goal there by Chirino.
Absolutely unraveled Miles Hector in that one.
There's really nothing Hector could do on the play. Obviously, he could have made the stop, but it was just such a good play by Chirino. And just quickly dumping out of the zone there. Nice play there by Love.
Almost hit the linesman in the back of the head.
That's one way to use your head, guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Get your head in the game, they say.
Hunter Witherspoon brings it over center ice into the zone. Onside. Going to be easily not clear. They're going to decide to bring it up the ice by the Blue Golds.
Yeah, rough defense here by Stevens Point. Goodness. Rough offense. They've just not been able to really get the offense set up. Maybe for one occasion here as Proctor comes out of his goaltender's box. And here comes Stevens Point, getting it up to Jordan Fader. And he'll tap it over to Fletcher Anderson. Anderson going to put on the brakes and do a wraparound pass which will find the stick of Hennigan over to Fader, who gets double teamed right away. Kick it back up top to Hennigan. Hennigan going to flip it over to Witherspoon. Up front to Anderson. Anderson with a chance, had to poke it up front. Oh, a chance for Pluias as he hits the deck. Ooh, there was a chance for Stevens Point. There's about 8 seconds left here on the power play for Stevens Point. That one goes wide. Witherspoon with it, and Stevens Point's just going to make a line change here. And we will be back to full strength here as the Blue Golds kill off the penalty.
Wraparound chance just goes wide.
Almost, guys. This Stevens Point team definitely playing more aggressive here as that pass, that pass by Love, or Stein rather, goes off the stick and now over the hand of Strobar. Now over to Stein. He'll get it up the ice quickly as it skips off of the stick of Green and goes on to the stick of Stevens Point. And a takedown there, but now an interception by Green up top. There's about 3 Greens on this side, guys. So, if you hear us say Green, there's 3 guys that have by the name of Green. You just got to guess really
which one it is.
There's a couple Greens and a couple Steins too. So, yeah, it's your guess if anything. Nice little check there by Sam Ide for Stevens Point as he knocked Green, one of those elusive Greens. That one, this time Ryan Green onto his rear end, and that is going to be an icing call.
Sam Ide just wasn't even that hard of a check. He just stood him up right at the line.
Gotta like the aggressiveness coming out of this period, guys, so far for Stevens Point. They have really come out on fire to start this one.
They had, like we just were talking about, those were good quality chances. They didn't just kind of throw it towards the net. They actually tried to pick their spot.
Yeah, without question, and it's looking better here in this period for the Pointers as that pass goes to center ice. And picked up here, Finstrom now coming into the zone. And another shot on goal, almost blowing that save there, guys. Dangerous shot there dangerous play here. Another chance. Oh, backhander there up top. That one this time by Jack Johnston. And here comes Jake Tice on the play. Get it over to Chiarino. And that puck goes up in the air. Who's got it? Here's another chance for Stevens Point, and that skips off of a skate. Now here comes Gonrowski behind the net to Finstrom, who gets tied up by a Blue Gold. And now the Pointer is still fighting for a nice check there alongside the boards, and the Blue Gold's trying to clear it out of the zone, but Chiarino intercepts that, and he'll now wrap around pass, finds it over to Jake Tice. Neither side can really get control of it. Another quick snapshot there by Armatario. And a shot and a score by Connor Witherspoon. Oh my goodness.
There was no angle to that shot. He shot it from behind the red line.
Oh, what a play there by Witherspoon. And Stevens Point grabs the lead.
That's Connor Witherspoon's second of the night.
That's a huge goal.
There was absolutely no angle for Connor Witherspoon to be able to put that in from behind the goal. He backhand flipped it towards the net and went off of Guchar's back, and the Pointers take a 2-1 lead.
2-1 lead here. Stevens Point now grabs the score. Oh my goodness, I can't speak, guys. It's so exciting here. But a nice, easy save there by the goaltender Proctor. But we should be on the air now here on 90 FM, guys. Sorry for the difficulties. We're going to join us here with 12:25 left to go here in the second period. Stevens Point on top of UW-Eau Claire 2-1. You're listening to Pointers Hockey here on WWSP. Stevens Point 90 FM. Oh, big shot there on the sideboards here. Jordan Fader. Man, guys, you can just tell the mojo of this team is completely different here after taking the lead.
For both teams, they're playing incredibly aggressive right now.
I mean, it's kind of like KB Willett Arena right now. The whole mood is shifted now after those 2 goals.
Harrison Stewart dumps it over to Mick Hennigan, but that pass skips off of Pluias, and now trying to dump it into the zone was Willie Strobar, and here come the Blue Golds, a chance to tie this one up, and that one went wide. Shot up front, still a lot of traffic up front, and here comes David Hill with it, trying to clear it. There's a broken stick in the lane, and a fight alongside the boards. Nobody could get their stick. That was between Harrison Stewart and Quinn Green. Nobody can get possession of the puck here as they're both playing aggressively. Guys, there's a stick stuck in the corner here as Andrew Polias I think there's a stoppage in play and hit somebody alongside the boards.
Well, it's getting very chippy here now.
Ooh.
Very, very chippy. It's fight night here in KB Willett Arena.
I was halfway expecting some guys to, drop the gloves here and just start going at it.
I mean, I'm ready for it too.
Well, as much as I'd love to see that happen in NCAA again, the repercussions for it now are so, they're stacked so high up that if you
suspensions,
suspensions,
nothing good
and
can
reminder,
come from it.
they play Eau Claire tomorrow night, guys.
Yeah, so this is a big-time home and away game. Here comes Chiarino, and that puck slips off of his stick. I think you got to credit the good defense there by Ian Carpenter. And now I think icing. Nope, wave off at the last second by the Lions judge Lyle. And here comes the Blue Golds with it as it enters center ice once again. Man, yeah, that was a late wave off there, Liam, on the icing call.
I'm not sure I understand why. It looked like they were both battling for the puck.
Either side can get possession of it now as it gets to the boards. And now Jake Tice with it. Oh, Stevens Point had a chance. They're losing their stick. Chiarino has it. Now he'll head over to the bench. And, Proctor came racing to the bench. I think they're going to get, there's going to be the second power play here for Stevens Point, guys.
It's going to be interference.
I think they're going to get a media timeout here as well.
It'll be on
number 10 here for the Blue Golds. It's Aaron Swanson, the 5'7" junior out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. So Stevens Point, for the second time tonight, will get the power play here and try to add to their lead and make this a 3-1 lead. Witherspoon with it. Witherspoon trying to get the hat trick here in the second period. Now over to Fletcher Anderson. He dumps it over to Witherspoon. Witherspoon now gets it back up top. Anderson, pass off the skate, shot up front. Oh, pad save there by Guchar. And the puck, it will exit the zone as Mick Hennigan now takes it alongside his boards and now will go up the ice here quickly. Here comes Hennigan. He's got 2 players behind him, now hands it off to Anderson. Anderson going to get it over to Fader. Fader with a shot. That one hits up front. Oh, looking for a rebound there was Witherspoon. He was right there for his 3rd goal of the period, guys.
Defended away really nicely by the Blue Golds, unfortunate.
Puck exits the zone, and Proctor comes out from behind the net to play it. Proctor just dumps it. Ooh, dangerous pass there as Ryan Green almost got that. But here comes Stevens Point now with it, and Brady Smith will slow things down and get the offense set when Matario comes back. And here comes Brady Smith now with it. Smith will dump it back to Chiarino, and the Pointers will now get it into their offensive zone. Chiarino with the shot that hits the front pad, and somebody loses their stick. Don't know who it was.
Looks like number 7 on Eau Claire.
Number 3 that was. That's actually Tyler Love losing his stick.
Looked broken from up here, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it sure did. Brady Smith now with it. Stevens Point now on the tack. He'll hand it off back to Chiarino.
Almost passed it to Schroeder.
Oh my goodness. Ref maybe thought about Schrader going to take a shot on there. Now Chiarino gets up front. Oh, another chance up there for Finstrom, but a pad save by the goaltender Guchar.
And I'll say, looking at some stats for Eau Claire, in their penalty kill, they're only 80.6 overall. I mean, in the conference, they're 93.8, but overall, 80.6 is not amazing out of Eau Claire. You expect them to be slightly better, especially how they're playing tonight, but maybe it's just Pointers power play not showing up.
23 seconds left in this power play, but you know, Stevens Point, this is a team that, you know, we talked about a little bit on the Sports Beat on 90 FM. Liam, this is an area where we think this is an NCAA tournament caliber team. They're going to have to get better at this area if they want to get back to that elusive NCAA tournament. Ooh, a slap shot wide. Or, excuse me. Go ahead.
I kind of want to ride off of Brody's point a little bit, is that basically it seems like every team in the WIAC is really good at killing the power play. I mean, maybe some teams more so than others. Northland's kind of struggling a little bit right now, but they also have not let in a whole bunch when they're down.
Thinking of how this Eau Claire team has come into play here, they had 2 straight wins over St. Norbert, who at the time was the number 2 team, and that's going to go straight up and out of play here. But Eau Claire's coming into this game on a 2-game win streak as they tuck out St. Norbert, who at the time was the number 2 team in the country. And Stevens Point kind of came in a little slower into this game, but they eked away with a win against Superior, but they dominated River Falls quite handily. But you know, these are 2 teams that year in and year out are going to compete for the top of the WIAC, and this game is no different today. This is an old-time WIAC conference game here, and you really can't get much better than this on a Friday night here in KB Willett Arena.
Yeah, without question. But Eau Claire, like we talked about on Sports Hub on SPTV, Eau Claire had almost lost to Northland in overtime. They had just beat Stout. It was 4-2, I believe, and they lost to Superior 2-0. So you know, this, I would say, you know, the Eau Claire is a tough team. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I would say almost losing to Northland and losing to Superior, who, you know, Point beat Northland handily, and you know, it was of course it was close against Superior,
just able to squeak away.
We
win's a win.
Talk about Northland, I mean, so much, but they did just pick up their first win of the season.
Yeah, you know, good for them. They have really struggled in the WIAC over the past couple of seasons, but they get their first win. They take out River Falls, who they could just continue to struggle this year. But a face-off here won by the Blue Golds, and now they're going to have the offense. A quick snap up front looking for Sammy Martle. But Stevens Point now has the puck, and Wilson Northey trying to get out of his own. Oh, nice check there by Martle. And here comes Tyler German on a 2-on-1 opportunity. If they hustle, Tyler German. Oh, beautiful play there defensively there by Tyler Love. Just a sliding block there, guys, and he just ended that offensive threat here for Stevens Point. Puck trapped alongside the boards. Looks like Moberg is fighting there alongside Martle. I can't see the other guys. Looks like Tyler German is in there as well. Another shot up front there by Northey. Oh, there was a chance for a rebound goal there, guys. But nothing doing. Moberg now with it. Moberg going to get stuck from behind the net. He's fighting for it alongside Love there, and now Stewart with it. Stewart going to take a shot, and that hits a defender in the lane. Northey pass up front to the slot, nothing going. Here comes Ag with a shot. Oh, that one hits off the side of a goal. Oh, another shot up front. My goodness. They're just finding the open lane, but nobody is there. Sam Ide with another shot on goal, and a stop made. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, Point just keeps taking shots, and it's just not falling for them. But, you know, the momentum has definitely shifted here at KB Willett Arena. It looks like it is in the Pointers' favor.
I'm going to try to look in at some WIAC hockey action right now, as obviously Stevens Point is in action here tonight. They're taking on Eau Claire, but Northland is taking on the College of St. Scholastica, and River Falls and UW Stout are playing once another. But we'll look in at the next stoppage play. But Brady Smith now dumps it over to Cody Moline, and now Andrew Polias with it, and behind the net, that's going to be played there by Jack Larelia. David Hill and Larelia has it now over into the corner. Larelia has, that is Quinn Green again with it. Now Green going to race up the ice. Nice defense there, as that's going to hit off of a blue-gold player here.
It's been happening a lot. Maybe they shouldn't, have their sticks hanging so far over the bench.
UW River Falls actually up 1-0 over UW Stout with 6:26 to play in the second period here. Looks like you have something to say here.
I'll say something. Stout has kind of been on a downturn, especially after they lost the point. It's been kind of down for them in hockey, especially they started out really, really hot. But, it's been kind of struggle for them the last few games.
Do you think that loss kind of ruined their morale a little bit?
I mean, it's possible that it has, but you can't be for sure.
And
icing call here.
Icing call on Stevens Point.
Icing
here.
is the most difficult rule to explain to somebody, by the way.
Oh, is it? No.
Yeah, I mean, it
really
kind of is.
And let's look at this other game between Northland and the College of St. Scholastica here, as we'll try to get the score up. And Northland has a 1-0 lead on the College of St. Scholastica. So 1-10 Northland heading over to Minnesota. And they're up 1-0 here with just the beginning here of the second period. But, that would be big for Northland's confidence if they can get another win here, guys.
Without question, especially since they've been kind of struggling in the last few years, and it's kind of been a struggle for them.
Now the Blue Golds intercept that pass, and now are on the attack here once again. They slow it down, now hand off up here. Shot, that one goes wide. There was a chance there for the Blue Golds. That was number 10, Aaron Swanson with the pass, but nobody home. Jake Tice now caught into the corner here with Sammy Martle, and I think they're going to get a stoppage.
It was on the boards. It was right on top of the boards, pinned next to the glass. It wasn't actually on the ice.
Martle and Jacobs for the Blue Golds fighting in the corner there. And there's going to be a face-off here in Stevens Point's defensive zone here. But, guys, you got to like what you've seen. Obviously, Stevens Point now has the lead, but you got to like what you've seen here in this second period from Stevens Point.
Yeah, definitely, without question. It's been kind of a momentum shift. Like I said before, it's been a momentum shift here in KB Willett Arena. They scored a couple goals and put themselves ahead, and the whole student section is wild. The whole crowd is wild here.
Witherspoon and Jacobs on the face-off as that puck squirts free, finds the stick of Love, and now he'll try to flip it behind the net to his teammate, Boyacalo. Boyacalo now with it. Slow things down. He'll take a shot, and that one goes about 2 feet out of play. I don't know if he put too much on that and trying to kind of...
Well, he made the Proctor made the save and deflected out of play off of that.
Yeah, it was kind of like a little bit of a wedge shot there at the golf club, guys.
I mean, I'm not great at golf, but it was a high shot.
A little bit out. They just say just a bit outside. Famous Bob Euchre, Major League. Fader now with it. He gets it up to Harrison Stewart. Here comes Fletcher Anderson, 2-on-2 opportunity. Here comes a shot up front, and a score! Beautiful play, 2-on-1 opportunity there, as we will try to grab the number there, but Stevens Point, oh my goodness. Once again, I think it was Connor Witherspoon. That's his third goal of the period, giving him a hat trick.
I'm not going to toss my hat on the ice.
No, my goodness.
Do not.
There is a hat on the ice. What a period here for Connor Witherspoon. What a game. Yeah, what a turnaround for Stevens Point. They're down 1-0, but they come back and they take the 3-1 lead here with 5:26 to go here.
A couple of hats on the ice.
You got to throw it on.
Well, why not?
Hat trick.
Why not?
You got to honor the hat trick here. But Connor Witherspoon puts a 3-spot here as he got a beautiful pass on a 2-on-1 opportunity. But what a great play there, guys. Beautifully executed play there. Stevens Point hustled right down the ice, got the 2-on-1 opportunity, and they score, making this 3-1.
Routine goal. I mean, they set that up perfectly, executed it perfectly. Good pass, great shot.
Definitely different than it was in the first period. I mean, setting up shots and just kind of setting up their offense here.
But guys, yeah, imagine what a turnaround here for Stevens Point. They come into the second intermission and they're losing they go into the first intermission, excuse me, and they're losing 1-0. And they really come out, and we talked about it at the end of the first period. Stevens Point was playing with a little bit more confidence, guys, and they really come out and they set the tone here in the second period. They notched this one up, tied it up 1-1, scored a few minutes later, made it 2-1. And now they just put their third tally here on the board, and they're going to try to put a fourth one here. So they got 2-on-2 opportunity, but Tyler German gets hip checked there and loses his control here. And now here come the Blue Golds, 2-on-1 opportunity. If they hustle, here's a shot, and that one goes wide. Ooh, Jack Johnston had a chance here, and a quick snapshot there by Colin Stein as they can't stay. No, it does stay in the zone, and that shot goes too wide there. That was by Willie Strobar. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go here, guys, in this second period, which has been dominated by Stevens Point as Green gets it and he loses it. Almost a chance for a breakaway for Brady Smith. And a line change going to be made here by Stevens Point as Nick Gonrowski now has it, and he'll move it. A bank pass up to Cody Moline, who's got to hustle to get it back to his stick. Now Moline has it, and he'll get it back to Andrew Poulias. Now over to David Hill. A nice break move there by David Hill, but he passes it right to the Blue Golds' Nick Trickle. Now David Hill with it, gets it up to Junker. Junker with a one-timer. That shot goes straight back to him. David Hill now with it, and now the Blue Golds will try to clear it, and then they do. Ryan Green now with it for a UW-Eau Claire. Really fast-paced past couple minutes here, guys. Rapid shots here by Stevens Point, but like we said, they got to take these high percentage shots here, and here's another chance up front. Oh my goodness, if he's able to keep that on his stick, guys, we may be looking at a 4-1 game here. But yeah, guys, we were talking, big check there by David Hill, and yeah, that's going to be I think they're going to get him for a high sticking, but he's got to be careful on that one, guys, because you got to like the aggression here, but you're up 3-1 here. Don't give this team anything here.
I think that was a high check. I'm not sure. They're going to discuss whether or not it should be 5.
Yeah, this.
Quick discussion, though.
I think it's just going to stay a 2-minute minor penalty here. As they a shot to the head, which is never good. But, man, you were talking about a discussion there. I'm pretty surprised with how short that was, because that was a vicious hit there by David Hill.
I mean, he just came in from across the ice. I guess maybe he just kind of left his feet a little bit. Not malicious enough to warrant a 5, but it was a check to the head. I agree with the call.
That was about probably here goes Stevens Point, a chance for a undermanned goal, and it's another. Oh my goodness! As Jake Tice unable to keep it on his stick, but a beautiful pass there by Stevens Point, and almost got a man down.
A shorthanded goal.
Yeah.
And the Pointers have been pretty good in their penalty kill this season, unlike their power play, but the penalty kill has been pretty solid as there's
only giving up
to the boards.
Only giving up 1 goal in an opponent's power plays. It skips off the stick, and frustratingly just dumping it back into center ice there was Ty Raidman. Now the Blue Golds have to reset here. But yeah, Liam, what a inopportune time to commit what was quite frankly an unnecessary penalty by Stevens Point, because you're up 3-1 here, all the momentum in the world, and now you give them the man advantage here for the next 2 minutes.
I mean, I'm not sure how Eau Claire fares on the power play, but like we've been talking about, this Pointer team is very good at the penalty kill.
I don't think it matters at what their level of how good or bad they are at the power play. Anytime you're down a man, and it was quite frankly not a smart penalty to take. I mean,
agree.
You understand the check, but tempers are flying. You've got to be able to control yourself, and David Hill just couldn't do it. Nice play there by Proctor to slow it down. He'll just dump it to his teammate Jordan Fader, and Stevens Point will get it out of the zone. Nice play there by the Pointers. But yeah, man, what an inopportune time here for Stevens Point to give up a not a very smart penalty, but their penalty kill done their job so far as Jordan Fader now has it, and Fader is going to slow things down. What a smart play there by Fader, guys, as he just slowed it down and took off like 2-3 seconds there. Nice catch there by the goaltender Guchar.
That was a line drive from the outfield pretty much.
Looked like Christian, actually no, I shouldn't say. Christian Yelich just struggled a little bit, but he's still.
I would not call that Christian Yelich. He does not have that kind of arm.
He doesn't have a line drive. That's more of like a Hunter Renfroe, but unfortunately for the Brewers, Hunter Renfroe is gone.
That shot from, I think it was supposed to go off the glass, but he shot that right into the Pointers bench.
Almost could have been problematic there.
and that kills the penalty actually. So Pointers have full strength.
So Stevens Point, like you said here, Brody, they kill off the penalty, and this has just been a beautiful job here. This team does that better than almost anybody in this entire country here, but what a play there by Stevens Point to just kill off this penalty. And man, you look at this bench here, Liam, for Eau Claire, it is just, they're just
beat down.
There's just no energy here for the Blue Golds. There's just nothing here.
All of their energy's been sapped up by those 3 goals. One of them was on it, like every single one of them was a good goal. I would not say it was a cheap one to give up. Goalie gave everything he could to try to save those, and he just couldn't do it.
Great play there by the goaltender Proctor, and good recovery defensively by Almactario, guys. But yeah, I mean, we're positioned right above the bench for Eau Claire. There's just really nothing. There's no energy.
I mean, it's just kind of like how it is with any kind of game. You know, you go down a few points here and there, and you kind of just get down on yourselves. Now, you know, a lot of that can change this next period, but you know, it's really looking like the energy is taken from the first period, given to the Pointers, and you know, the Pointers' energy's kind of been zapped on them.
They took that momentum at the end of the first period and really just came out with a vengeance. As, you know, you can see they're just winning more of the faceoffs here as Stevens Point wins that one, but fighting for it alongside the boards, and now finds the stick of Isaac Moberg. And now here comes Stevens Point on the attack. 35 seconds left here in this second period, which has been dominated by Stevens Point, but Moberg gets absolutely plastered there alongside the boards here. And now Stevens Point is going to have to reset offensively. 23 seconds to go here in this second period. Stevens Point up 3-1. A hat trick here in the second period by Connor Witherspoon. Just outstanding play there, as you got to imagine if Stevens Point can go on to win this game, guys, that there's going to be a legitimate candidate for WIAC Player of the Week. 5 seconds left here as that pass is intercepted. Here comes Wilson Norby, a chance for a bud. That's not going to do it as he flips one. That one goes wide. It's going to be saved by Guchar, guys, but what a turnaround here in the second period. Stevens Point puts up a 3-burger and takes a 2-point lead here into the second intermission. And just, we talked about it, they just weren't looking good in the first period. Take that first intermission, come back, and they've just looked exceptional in this second period, guys.
Without question. I mean, their energy is there for them. The student section's really in it. I mean, maybe it was the student section just giving Gouchard a lot of crap, but who knows? I mean, it's looking a heck of a lot better for them.
No, I agree, and you could tell based on where we are, like we're just right above the Eau Claire's bench. I mean, they have no spirit in this game anymore. Like, they were sitting down, dejected. Nobody was really, you know, celebrating anything. They were just not doing it. And
Coach Lone for the Blue Golds is going to have to get something out of his team, because that's not an understatement, guys. There's just no energy on the bench. Nobody's jumping up and down. Nobody's trying to hype up each other. It's just been. At Stevens Point, you got to credit the Pointers. They have just sucked the energy out of the Blue Golds here. Well, that is going to do it for this second period. We're going to send it to another intermission here and be back in about 15 minutes. So we want to thank you guys for listening here. We're going to take a quick break. You are listening to Pointers Hockey here on 90 FM, and we're going to see you in just a little bit. here to KB Willett Arena and Pointers Hockey. You are listening to WWSP Stevens Point 90 FM, and if you're watching the broadcast here live on SBTV's YouTube channel. Guys, what a turnaround here in this second period. Stevens Point was just down in that first period. It was an ugly one. Offensively, they didn't look good. Defensively, they were just, up and down. And then Proctor gives up the early goal, and the Blue Golds really had all the momentum. But what a turnaround. Connor Witherspoon, you really can't say much. What else can he do? Hat trick in the second period gives them the 3-1 lead.
We still got a whole period left of hockey. Maybe he gets one more.
And Liam, you've said this a few times on the broadcasts. A 2-goal lead is one of the most dangerous leads in hockey you can have, because you don't want to get complacent with having a 2-score lead. And anytime you do that, next time you look, maybe 5 minutes come off the clock and you got yourself a 3-3 game, and all of a sudden all the momentum's back in the favor of the Blue Golds. But yeah, this has been a crazy game so far for Stevens Point, but you got to really be happy. Coach Krieger, you got to be happy with how Stevens Point just turned this thing around.
Oh, without question. I mean, they're playing with a lot of heart and a lot of fire in that second period, especially after scoring those 3 goals. They really kind of woke them up, and it's really, really looking good for them. Obviously, you want to continue that success going into this third period and to the rest of the game, not give it up, kind of like against Superior. Superior kind of gave it up towards the end there and kind of lost it for them.
Because they got complacent. They had the 2-goal lead with under 3 minutes left. They were like, we can probably just play this passively and be fine.
Looking in at some other scores around the WIAC, we look at UW River Falls taking on UW-Stout. 3-7 are the Falcons against 8-3 for the Blue Devils. The Falcons hold a 1-0 lead at the beginning of the third period. What a win that would be for the Falcons if they're able to beat one of the top teams in the WIAC, who, Brody, you talked about it. UW-Stout has really been struggling as of late, and maybe you can track that back to the defeat they took at the hands of Stevens Point.
I mean, you can almost say that losing at a point kind of killed their morale and kind of, I'm not saying it's end of the season for them, but, I believe they lost against Northland. They're losing against River Falls right now. The 2 bottom teams in the WIAC right now. Granted, they're both good teams in their own right, but, based on point totals and wins this season, it's River Falls is on the bottom and Northland's kind of down there, but kind of scraping back.
Northland and the College of St. Scholastica are tied now 2-2 at the beginning of the second period, but 2 straight games. Northland has looked really impressive here, and a rough start for the Wisconsin Badgers taking on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They're losing that one 4-1 here. Man, rough start there, but let's look at our game here. We got here going on 3-1 Stevens Point, but what a turnaround here, guys, to be able to make this really a game again and to take control. It looked like it was all in favor of Eau Claire and Stevens Point. Man, what a turnaround.
I agree. I mean, I think it's that first goal that kind of got that morale back. It feels pretty good. And they're like, okay, let's go get another. Connor Witherspoon, insane shot. He was below the goal line. He had no angle. It was a negative angle for him to be able to put that on net. Backhand towards the net, went right off. Guchar just not able to kind of close up to that post, went right off his back, or now you've got the lead. And they're like, well, let's not let up the gas pedal. Let's go get another one.
Yeah, that's without question. That sounds good. If Stevens Point is able to just continue this momentum here and keep things going, you got to imagine they're most likely on their way to a victory here. That would improve them to 7-1-3 and 5-0 in WIAC play. But man, what a turnaround! And what can you guys expect here in the later stage in this third period and final period of regulation?
I guess just keep the momentum going. I mean, it seems like once Point gets the momentum, they just never stop. Especially in that Superior game, they got the momentum towards the end of the second or the third period, and kept it into overtime and eventually won. So hopefully they can just keep the momentum going, just make good passes, take good shots, and as I always say, play Pointers hockey.
Yeah, without question, it would be a big-time win if they're able to. Essentially, they can come from behind, win once again for Stevens Point.
I think that they need to don't let their foot up off the gas pedal. Obviously, you still want to play kind of defensively, but they go out there and get another one that's 3 goals. They got another one that's 5 goals, that's 4 goals. So, just continue playing like they played in the second period. If they can continue that
that train, I mean, they're going to be amazing.
Yeah, without question. Reminder, you are listening here live to Pointers Hockey right here on WWSP Stevens Point 90 FM when watching the live stream on SPTV's YouTube channel. Once again, shout out to Ryan Kreft. He just continues to do such outstanding camera work.
Absolute stud.
Absolute stud indeed. Couldn't do it without him. 20 minutes here. And
Sorry about that.
no worries. But yeah, guys, so some final adjustments going to be made here. There was about as perfect of a second period as you can have, but is there anything else that they can do better to move things along here?
Connect your passes a little bit better.
Yeah, without question. Just get your passes there and win the face-offs and just play Pointers hockey.
Face-off one here by the Blue Golds as Moberg was chasing after it. And we're right back here to Pointers Hockey on 90 FM. Here comes the quickly running down the ice there as that puck goes out of play here really quick here. But yes, once again, yeah, guys, sorry about the technical difficulties here. As we should be right back and onto air here, but it was a little bit of a rough first period. We were unable to get on here, but now we're good. Thanks to all the guys back in the studio here at 90 FM for taking care of it all.
Huge credit to them. That's a great move on them.
Pointer home crowd chanting that they want tacos.
Yeah, 5 goals, get some tacos.
I mean, who doesn't want tacos?
A free taco, you can't go wrong here. Isaac Moberg going up the ice as he loses control with it. Now the Blue Golds have it right back. Just about 30 seconds. Ooh, nice shoulder check there by Tyler German as now the Blue Golds look to get out of the zone. Moberg Northey has it. Now over to Moberg. Oh, some damage here. Could have been done here, but it goes off the skate of a Blue Gold, and now here comes Eau Claire. 2 on 3 here. No, don't have numbers as that shot goes wide. Ooh, Proctor took one to the chin. Does that almost look like maybe they got away with one? Another shot. Oh, a chance for a rebound there by Moberg, but nothing doing Guchar if they stop. Brady Smith now slows it down quickly, racing up the ice. Oh my goodness, was Nick Treckwell as he just tore right through there. Really aggressive start here by the Blue Golds. And
I mean, after that second period, why not?
yeah, without question. Andrew Polias, one-timer, that one goes wide. And Junker can't keep it in the zone, so Stevens Point's going to have to reset. And almost intercepted. If they'd had a chance for a breakaway there, if Ty Raidman was able to come up with the puck, then the Blue Golds had the chance at a 1-0. And the Pointers, and fighting for it in the corner there was Ian Carpenter alongside fighting with it Andrew Polias and Cody Moline as the puck hits the ceiling again and will go out of play.
The sound it makes when it hits the ventilation unit is just the funniest thing to me. I don't know why.
It's a solid point on that.
Get it. Now we're in Stevens. But it's something else I want to talk about here as we look at the shooting here in the second half. Stevens Point shot 12 shots on goal in that second period. UW-Eau Claire shot 5. So I mean, anytime you're leading a team, Stevens Point is so far doubling up Eau Claire in the shots on goal column. But anytime you can just limit an opposing team to 5 shots in one period, you're doing something right, guys.
It's a credit to their defense. I mean, they've been playing well and kind of limiting those shots and kind of giving Eau Claire less of a chance to kind of, get those shots and less of a chance of a goal.
Witherspoon was the man of the hour last period. He had a hat trick. 3 hats were thrown on the 3 hats, one for each goal, guys. A bit of cleanup, but now a chance to poke it away as Guchar comes out of the goaltender's box to play it, and now the Blue Golds just kind of scrambling to keep it out of the zone. And nice pass there by Finstrom, but stick in the lane by the Blue Golds ends that threat, and here comes Stein with it as he passes it up the ice to his teammate Jacobs. And now behind the net, Harrison Stewart has it for Stevens Point as Chiarino now has it for Stevens Point, and he'll dump it back to Stewart up and trying to clear it out of the zone. Does Stevens Point, they do that perfectly. And now the Blue Golds will have to reset the offense. Nice stick there by Finstrom as he intercepts that pass, and Chiarino now has it. Quickly gets it over. Nice pass, but just a little too far ahead there of Jake Tice, guys. But you gotta like Stevens Point's aggression. They're still coming out. They have a 2-score lead, but they want to make this one a little bit more out of the Blue Golds' control and kind of just turn this 1-2. What would be a blowout if they can make this 4-1?
Yeah, without question, they just want to make it tough on them to try to make a goal here, or just get any shots on goal here.
Oh, beautiful look there by Armatario as he saw Wilson Northey streaking down the ice. Now Northey has it, and he loses control of it. Now here he is again. Armatario in the corner, gets it down to Northey, and he cannot have a clean grab there on the puck. Nice shoulder there by German. He puts it right into Love. That was a physical hit, and that's going to be icing.
Well, Pointers playing very aggressively. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, they've been taking. Have they taken a couple shots yet?
I believe a few.
Maybe a few, maybe 2 or 3. But yeah, you gotta really appreciate the aggression coming out here in this third period for Stevens Point. 16-16 to go here in the final period of regulation. Stevens Point on top of the Blue Golds 3-1. Jordan Fader on the draw here for the Pointers as Aaron Swanson gets the victory there for the Blue Golds, and now here comes Stevens Point. They're going to have to get it right back out of the zone and hit the deck. Yeah, I think there's going to be a penalty on Stevens Point. So Gundy, I think, was taken down. Let me say, was it slashing up front?
Interference.
Interference here by Stevens Point.
And Nick Gonrowski.
It's Gonrowski's first penalty of the night. Second opportunity here for the Blue Golds on the power play. Big time for Stevens Point's penalty kill. If Eau Claire is able to put one in the net here, gotta imagine all the momentum's going to go back in favor of the people in blue and gold.
You'd hope that's not the case, but without question, it can be. You know, as Pointers kind of.
David Hill and Stevens Point still playing aggressive down a man. Trying to get a shorthanded goal here. Would be their first shorthanded goal of the season. As Green can't get it. Stepping outside of his goaltender box and just flipping it is Proctor. Great job by him as he gets it out of the zone, man. Gotta love to see it when a goaltender can clear the puck out of the zone, guys.
Yeah, without question. I mean, that's kind of huge, especially if, you know, desperate times calls for desperate measures.
Stein fakes the pass, now gets it over to his teammate. And quickly dumping into the zone. Green, now Stein. Green with it up top. Green with a pass. Gets it over to his teammate. That's Strobar. Up top, there's Stein. Gives over to Strobar. Back to Green. Over to Strobar. Slap shot. Oh, that one was a nice pad save there by Proctor. He can't find it. It's up front. Still can't find it. Still can't find it. Shots, multiple shots on goal. No shot. The goal is waved off there as it looked like maybe they were in the blue area before they put it in.
Proctor covered that up with his skate and kept it out of the net. It did not cross the line. He kept that out of the net. He stretched his leg back across with his skate and kept it out. I can't believe it.
The Blue Golds for sure thought they had a score here as Willie Strobar still talking with the official pointing at the skates here. Man, what a play there by Proctor, keeping his cool and just pinning it. I think they're giving an explanation here to the Blue Gold bench at what exactly happened. But man, what a sequence of events for Stevens Point. The Blue Golds think they trim this to a 1-point lead. Instead, Stevens Point is able to keep it 2 with 15 minutes and 6 seconds left to go here in this third period. And Stevens Point wins the faceoff, and here they come on the push as going down the ice quickly. Here comes Junker. Junker on the attack, and he scores! The Pointers score a short-handed goal as Evan Junker soars right down the ice and puts it in the back of the net. And guys, what a save by Proctor, and that is a 2-point swing as the Blue Golds thought they bring it to within 1, and Stevens Point extends the lead to 3.
Huge.
That was
huge play.
He was flying in over the line all the way to the goal, backhand, just beat him very clean. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, what a sequence of events. 2-point swing there, guys.
Just incredible.
I can't imagine that Eau Claire is very happy about that right now.
No question about it, as it looks like Eau Claire's kind of bringing it up here.
4-1 is the score. Stevens Point on top of the Blue Golds. As that pass fluttered up front, still a power play. So that's the first shorthanded goal on the season for Stevens Point. And nice stick there by Junker.
It's going to be another penalty on the Pointers. They're going to go on 5-on-3.
Be interesting to see here. No. I was thinking, you know, maybe with 23 seconds here, try to maybe pull, I don't know, try to get something. Evan Junker, the guy who just scored the goal, is going to be heading straight to the box. And a cross check there is going to be the call made here. Liam saw that one right away. This is an interesting play here. You got the two-man advantage. 23 seconds left.
You know,
do you take a chance if you're Eau Claire and pull your goalie and give you a three-man advantage?
I mean, why not?
No, with 14 and a half minutes left, no way.
Well, you're down by 3. You got to find something.
Well, I guess, but would you rather be down by 3 or 4? Because if you pull your goalie, sure, you've got the 6-on-3, but, I mean.
But regardless, Eau Claire is going to try to get the two-man, and beautiful job there by Moberg as he clears it out of the zone.
It's just that penalty to kill all the pointers. I mean, it's huge, especially on that goal and that save by Proctor.
So Gonrowski comes back in for Stevens Point. Regardless, penalty kill is going to have to stay out on the ice, and Pulias comes in on a substitution. Nice close there defensively by Stevens Point. But yeah, it was a 5-on-3 as Guchar, after an incredible first period, guys, has really struggled after he has given up 3 to Connor Witherspoon and now 1 to Evan Junker. And the Blue Goals just looking. They got 15 minutes to play with, so definitely some time left, but they got to get something going here. But a beautiful save there by Proctor. 13:33 to go here in this third and final period of regulation. Stevens Point up by 3 here, guys.
About a minute left on the penalty, too.
What a turnaround here. This just, and like we said again, there's just no energy here on the Blue Gold's bench. There's just nothing.
Yeah, without question, they've been kind of down, especially after their goal was just waved off. You know, it kind of kills their morale, and it kind of gives it to the Pointers, especially on that shorthanded goal.
And an interception here and a chance for a 2-1 opportunity. Jordan Fader and Tyler German. Here's a shot. Oh, and a nice save there by Guchar. I think that was probably the wrong decision there by Jordan Fader, as Tyler German had a chance if he's able to get it to him.
I mean, it's a good look, don't get me wrong, but you know, like we were talking about earlier, they take shots that are just right at the goalie, you know, right at Guchar.
I mean, if they got another shorthanded goal, I think Eau Claire is pretty much out of this game. That's too much. A, that's too many goals to come back from as much time as you have left, and 2, the morale would just be gone.
I mean, it'd be difficult as it is right now to come back from 3-1 to 4-1, excuse me. Not impossible, but they got to start turning things around here, and they got to pick up that morale here, guys, because there's just no energy out on the ice right now for the Blue Goals. Shot when that one goes wide. But yeah, you know, if you're the Blue Goals, they got to get one here. You got 19 seconds left. This next goal for UW-Eau Claire is going to be big if they can get one, because that'll get some momentum back. But so far, nice defense there by Gonrowski as that goes off of an ankle, and a chance trying to do a redirect and just clearing it out of the zone. That should do it for the power play, for the Eau Claire's power play. So Stevens Point's penalty kill does what they do best and just shut down the opposing team's offense. What a performance defensively by Stevens Point so far, guys.
And they really stepped it up after that. You know, the first period, it was looking really rough in the defensive category, really both categories, but they've really stepped it up.
Eau Claire almost fumbled getting the line change in there. A couple more steps, and that would have been 6 men on the ice.
Stevens Point, oh man, that stick almost flew out of the hands of Witherspoon, and that shot goes just too wide. And it stays in play. Guys, I thought maybe for a second it went out of play, but Witherspoon has it, and he'll flip it over to his teammate in Brady Smith. He can't get it. Now back to Fletcher Anderson. Stevens Point. This is an opportunity for Stevens Point. One, you don't want to get complacent, right? You're up by 3 points. It's 4-1 with 11:40. But also, you're not opposed to playing keep away. You want to chew this clock up.
You want to be aggressive, but you also don't want to be too aggressive and, give up a goal being just aggressive.
You don't want to be in the wrong, have guys in the wrong spot, make bad line changes.
Depending on who you ask, 3 might be the most dangerous lead in hockey.
Maybe. Asking the guy right next to you if it's the most dangerous lead. Shot there, a little dribbler goes wide, and another shot, that one goes wide as well. Good defense here by Stevens Point, but they really don't have to do much because these shots are going really nowhere near the net. But here come the Blue Golds. They're setting up the offense here. Green behind the net as Moline has it, and he'll try to clear it out of the zone. The Blue Golds now fight for it once again. Comes behind the net. Now Green has it. Green's surveying. Gets it over to his teammate. It's number 6, Jake Laria. That shot goes wide. Fighting for it alongside the boards here was Tyler German. Excuse me, that was Andrew Polias. Ooh, almost a big-time collision there. But that pass is intercepted. That was Leo Bacalo. And a big-time collision there in between Andrew Polias and Bacalo. And a save made there by Proctor. Man, guys, this is getting physical here in the later stages of this one as we approach the midway point here in this third period.
Both guys felt that one. They're both, taking off equipment and shaking their heads.
And especially with the morale of Eau Claire kind of being down, they're kind of just trying to get back in this game, just trying to be aggressive, and they're kind of down on themselves.
Yeah, there's no question about that. There's just really no energy. And I know, you're down by 3 in the third period and things aren't looking good, but you got to keep some sliver of hope out there, guys, because you never know. You get the first goal here in this comeback, and all of a sudden the momentum's back in your favor, and the crowd is kind of getting taken out of it, but your bench is getting back into it. It's just, there's really no, I don't want to say there's no effort to get the energy back, but there just really isn't anything that the Blue Golds are showing. They're not showing anything right now. That they're not showing that there's any chance at a comeback. I don't want to say that they're giving up, but they're not playing as urgent as I thought they might be.
Yeah, without question, they're just kind of, like I said before, they're just down on themselves, and they just don't feel that confident about themselves to try to come back in this game.
And that shot, that puck is going to go out of play here. But if you are Eau Claire here, obviously you don't want to. There's never an instance where you're going to give up here. You're going to try your hardest to come back in this one, and if in 9 minutes and 38 seconds, you just got to keep putting goals on shots on goal, and hopefully one will sneak by Proctor here. But if you're Eau Claire, also, you don't want to look too far ahead, but you got a rematch for them against tomorrow. But if you get to that one point in the game where it seems, I don't want to say that they're going to give up, but do you focus on tomorrow's rematch at any point, or you just keep trying to come back here today?
I think you try to keep trying to come back from this one. I mean, there's still some hockey left to be played, as was shown in the Superior game, B-Pointer game. I mean, it's never too late to mount a comeback. Unlike in basketball, if you score a point, the possession doesn't immediately go to the other team. There is more than enough time. The fastest goal in hockey was scored in 5 seconds, so there's more than enough time to score a goal.
There's still, I mean, we're just under the halfway point here in the period, so things are going to have to start here quick for the Blue Golds. But, you're at the point as well as you're down by 3. Yeah, we were talking about taking a chance with 15 minutes to go in the period, but
with the 3-goal lead, I mean, you don't really want to pull the goaltender.
No, but as you're getting close to the end of the game,
you might want to take that chance.
Just take a chance to try to get something. Like you said, 5 seconds is the fastest goal in all of hockey. And nice interception there by Finstrom as he passes it over to his teammate in Chirino. Chirino puts on the brakes and passes it right back to Armatario, and that stays in the zone. Oh my goodness, that was very close. Brady Smith now with a shot, and that one gets deflected with the defender in the lane. And blowing a tire there was Jake Tice. Brady Smith, one-time shot. That one is too high. Chirino couldn't find it. Now it goes to the stick of Noah Finstrom. Finstrom with a pass at the slot, but that pass is intercepted, and here come the Blue Golds on the push. That's number 28, Peter Jacobs. And he dumps it into the zone, and Proctor comes out of the net to play it. After giving up that oh my goodness, getting taken down there.
Was he taken down, or did he blow a tire?
Chirino really got his legs taken out from underneath him. That was a dangerous looking hit there because he really wasn't expecting it, and he just got taken out.
I'm wondering why that was not called. Maybe the refs were just not expecting it.
Yeah, I don't, maybe they're going to say it was incidental contact. I don't know, but that, man, I mean, that could have been dangerous, guys.
I agree.
Face-off one and a quick shot on goal, but a blocker's save there by one of the Pointers. The puck squirts free and goes back into the Blue Golds' defensive zone, and they're going to have to reset their offense here. And they're going to have to get something going here with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go. They're down by 3, and Stevens Point is not letting up here. They're still going to push. Here comes Jordan Fader on the push. Pass up front, and a score! Fletcher Anderson found the wide open net, and he puts it in, making this 5-1. And for the Point fans here, you know what that means, guys.
Tacos.
Free tacos! Woo!
Everything about that seemed so easy. I mean, just wonderful pass for the net. It didn't even look like he really had to move his stick at all. Like the momentum of him just dragging him along the ice, pushing it in the net.
Jordan Fader, you got to credit him on the assist there.
Gorgeous assist.
It was a beautiful play. Passes it to the wide open Fletcher Anderson and makes this a 5-1. So I guess there goes the idea of pulling the goaltender, guys. Is now it's a 4-point game.
Absolutely.
I think, while there's still 8 minutes and 13. Oh, my goodness, there was a chance right there again as Jordan Fader almost had a rebound. McKenna again. Pass up front. Oh, my goodness, as that shot goes out as Fletcher Anderson looking to try to put up 2 goals in a sequence of 1 minute.
Kicking himself as he goes back to the bench. He's not really happy about that one.
But what a play there by Jordan Fader, as it was just a beautiful play there all around us. He really just attracted the defense right to him, and Fletcher Anderson, to his credit, made a nice cut to the slot, and Fader just found him, and he puts it. You could not have gotten a more wide-open goal there.
It was amazing.
As the Blue Gold's goaltender, Grochu, just really was beaten. There was just nothing. It's another shot on goal, nothing going. And that one flutters, and Gertrude just jumps on top of it. Guchar, excuse me.
It's getting really physical there in front of the net as the Eau Claire just dumped Isaac Moberg to the ice.
I'm a little. One thing I'm kind of intrigued by here, guys, is I'm surprised that there hasn't been a change at goaltender. I know there's not a lot of time left in this one, but still just get some game time reps here.
It also might be, it's not like a quarterback where if you're doing really well in a game, then you change it. I mean, it's more about respect. If your goaltender's been in for this long, then yeah, and he's lasted the stretch. If he let in 5 goals in the first period, there would be a change in the second, absolutely. But he's been in for this long. You figure, why not just let him close it out?
Sam Ide kicks it in the zone, and now here comes Ryan Green with it. Past the slot, intercepted by Stevens Point, Sam Ide, and he tried to get that out of there, but a swing and a miss. He gets it right back to himself, and here comes Wilson Northey and Stevens Point. Nice move there by Northey, and Isaac Moberg just dumps it into the zone. Coming out is Guchar, hands it off to Love, back to his teammate Carpenter. Now Carpenter quickly flips it up the ice, and that goes off his skate and finds the stick of Ormatario here. 5-1, Stevens Point on top of the Blue Golds here. You're listening to Stevens Point hockey right here on 90 FM. Oh, another shot up front and another score. Oh my goodness. David Hill beats Guchar.
Again from no angle, from behind the net.
Oh my goodness.
How did that even go in?
You're telling me this team beat St. Norbert twice? Jeez, it's looking ugly. The momentum is just on the side of the Pointers. The whole student section is just wild right now. We got free tacos. Pointers score 6 goals. I mean, what more can you ask for? And they still play them tomorrow night.
Yeah, like you said, then they go back into Eau Claire to play them again tomorrow. And I'm going to be watching that game because I'll be very interested.
What an incredible performance here by Stevens Point after coming out flat, as that's going to be offsides here by Stevens Point. But they came out flat in that first period. And since that first intermission, Stevens Point has scored 6 unanswered goals here. What an incredible performance, and they're just sharing it all over the ice here, guys. This has been just an outstanding performance by the Stevens Point team.
Is that 3 individual goal scorers or 4 now?
That's that's only 3, because there's 3 coming from I think you're right. I think that is 4, unless Fletcher Anderson has 2 on the night. We'll have to look at the end while we get the end game stats, unless there's another goal scored here. But 6-1 is the score. Stevens Point just taking command in this one on top of the Blue Golds and really kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine. Remember, guys, last time the Pointers were here, they lost to the Blue Golds 6-2, and there was a chance up front. Oh, beautiful save by Proctor, and there's going to be a penalty as the goal comes from off its hinges. I think it's going to be on Stevens Point.
No, and I think it might actually be on Eau Claire as goaltender interference. He got ran over.
Proctor is still sitting down here. I don't know if there's
I mean,
Any
that kinda
injury
looked
here.
like
He took a
tough
hard
sh-
hit
yeah, it was
there,
a
guys.
tough
It's
shot.
going to be goaltender interference. There he goes. Yep.
Oh, man, he is getting up gingerly. And he loses the glove here.
Oh, no, it is going to be on the Pointers.
So 6:15, the Blue Golds are going to get on the power play, down by 5.
Can't say I agree with that call, to be honest with you.
I don't know what the call was made.
Yeah, I don't know.
Say-
It looked like Eau Claire's guy just ran straight into Proctor and kind of took it off with them.
Are they going to say that Tice, pushed him into that? I don't.
I think that's what they're going to say. I cannot say that I agree with that call, to be honest.
No,
with you.
I'm right there with you, partner. But regardless, the Blue Golds with a chance, and they score. So right off of the power play, they put one in the back of the net. Makes this a 6-2 game.
That is absolutely a travesty.
Yeah, what a turnaround here. And, now this match is the complete opposite of what the game was. Last time Stevens Point played Eau Claire, Blue Golds came in here, beat the Pointers 6-2. Stevens Point now leads them 6-2 in this revenge rematch game, guys. But, yeah, that didn't take much time here as the Blue Golds beat Proctor and makes this a 4-point game.
So we were correct. It was 4 different goal scorers tonight for a point. Evan Junker, David Hill, Fletcher Anderson, and as always, Connor Witherspoon with a nice hat trick.
Beautiful play, and now there's really, they score a goal, and there's still not much emotion here. Green now with it. Green with some fancy moves, but a nice stick poke check there by Stevens Point, and a delayed penalty again on Stevens Point. Goodness.
They're going to say hooking. You know what? I'm not agreeing with these calls right now. They've let them play the entire game. Now is not the time to be calling these.
If the Blue Golds can notch another one here, guys,
that lead's been cut to half.
There's 5 minutes and 43 seconds left, and as improbable as it might be.
Well, Schroeder, ever the fans' favorite here tonight, making his presence known.
Without question.
5:43. Mick Hennigan, the guilty party, he's sitting in, and that stays out of the zone. It goes out of the zone here. Stevens Point catches a break there, forces a face-off just 3 seconds into the power play here for the Blue Golds. So back-to-back power plays here for the Blue Golds, as now they have a chance to cut this lead in half if they can score. And they got to score quick here, guys, but that's kind of changed this. While this KB Willett Arena was rocking, Stevens Point is up 6-1. And, it's 6-2 here, but you can't help but feel that a little bit of the energy has been sucked out of the arena here, even though it's a 4-point lead.
I would agree with that, too. Two quick penalty calls back-to-back on some questionable things. Kind of just took them around right out of it.
Love surveying. Oh, my goodness, he hits the side of the net. I thought maybe for a second he put that in. Ryan Green scoring that one for the Blue Golds. Love with it. The Blue Golds setting up the offense. Here comes the Blue Golds. They put one. That one goes too high. They had a chance there as Proctor really was not in a good spot here as that pass is being corralled here by the Blue Golds. Bacayo, a shot on goal. That's another pad save here by Proctor, and skipping it out of the zone here are the Pointers. Good play there by Stevens Point. Guchar stops it, and both sides make line changes of their own, getting fresh legs onto the ice here for Eau Claire and Stevens Point. Nice stick, nice puck handling moves here by the Blue Golds, but Stevens Point now will kick it out of the zone here as Moberg intercepted it, and here comes Stevens Point now. Wilson Northey has it. He doesn't have the numbers. He put another shot on goal, but a pad save here by Guchar. We approach the 4-minute mark here, guys. Down by 4. Stevens by 4 is Eau Claire, Stevens Point up 6-2 here. Nice interception there by Moberg. One-on-one here. Moberg with a shot, and that one goes about 10 feet out of play. Gotta like the defensive aggression here still by Isaac Moberg.
Willie Stauber got his stick on that.
Yeah, it was pretty fortunate there as Stevens Point, they have come out, and that last goal scored ends the Stevens Point 6-0 scoring streak. So 4 seconds left here on the power play for the Blue Golds. That's just to the second goal in power plays this season that Stevens Point has led up. That is how good. Nice interception there by David Hill. But that has been how good Stevens Point has been at the penalty kill. That is just the second goal they have given up, and it was just a goal they gave up with a 5-point lead. Yeah, you got to tip your cap to this Stevens Point team. Obviously, there's 3 minutes and 23 seconds left, but they have played an outstanding game here, guys.
Yeah, without question. I mean, you don't want to get ahead of yourselves because, I mean, this game's still on. Refs haven't called it yet, so we're still playing. There's still a chance.
I would say that they've played a complete 40 minutes. That first period was really, really shaky, but they kind of turned it around in the second.
Remember, like we said, Stevens Point, it's a home and away series here this weekend. They play the Blue Golds here, and then they're going to head up to Eau Claire and take them on tomorrow. And so, you know, Stevens Point, while they're not done here, as David Hill is trying to get his second on the night. But Stevens Point, they're going to try to keep this momentum going as they head up to Eau Claire and try to get a second W against the Blue Golds. Stevens Point, 4-0 on the season, on their way to improving to an undefeated 5-0 record here if they can close out this final 2 minutes and 27 seconds here. Another shot on goal. Nice save there by Smith, just kicking out his leg and deflecting it, and that's going to exit the zone. And here comes Jordan Fader with it. Now Stevens Point, the 3-on-3 here, but a nice defensive recovery here by Stein, and the Blue Golds stop the offensive threat. Brady Smith keeps it in the zone. Ooh, that was close. Jordan Fader now with it. Fletcher Anderson up top. Gets it, tries to get it up top, excuse me. Now swings it behind the net. Jordan Fader with it. Fader going to dump it, and that is intercepted by Stein, and here come the Blue Golds. Handing it off here to Lemmer. Shot, that's deflected off of a pointer. And oh, beautiful move there. Ormatario, man. Just a little up and under right through the legs. Ormatario passes the slot. Oh, one-timer looking for Tice. He can't get it. Fighting for it in the corner. Sherino hits the deck. We're at 1 minute and 34 seconds to go here. Here come the Blue Golds racing down the ice. Nice poke check there by Finstrom. And the puck goes onto the stick of Love. Now Gonrowski with it, and Stevens Point will clear the zone. Minute 15 here to go. Stevens Point is ever closer here to pulling away with a victory. Green with it. He'll now dump it in, and Proctor will just push this one to the side here as we approach a minute remaining in this one, guys. But what an impressive, as Sherino still has it. Nice puck move here by Sherino as he gets hit, and an interference here as Stevens Point's going to pull their own goaltender, and that's going to be a stoppage in play here. So for 49 seconds left, Stevens Point is going to have the power play here and a chance to add insult to injury if they can put one into the net here, guys. But they're going to send Proctor right back to the net. Actually, they're going to send Proctor right back to the net because it's a stoppage in play. Duh, Will.
Well, unless Point scores here and ends their, and you know, exercise the demons over their power play unit, they're going to be on the power play for the rest of the game. Yeah,
this has been as good of an offensive performance as you can really ask for if you're Coach Krieger looking at your squad here. But, you know, this is something that you have these big-time scoring games, and you look at tomorrow, if you're Stevens Point, you don't want to get too caught up in tonight's game, because if you're thinking, oh, look at what we did yesterday, then you can lose focus on the game at hand. But Stevens Point is well on their way to a victory. Brady Smith with the shot up front, and oh, nice save there by Guchar. Nice recovery, and a stick is broken there. And I think they're going to get another penalty on the Blue Golds.
That's going to be a really vicious slash as Tyler German's stick's broken in half right now.
We got to keep an eye on things. Things are getting pretty chippy here. Stevens Point is now going to have a 2-man advantage here for the final 23 seconds. Man.
I think that's going to probably wrap it up.
Yeah, that should do it. But, man, tempers are flaring here, guys. And I know Stevens Point has really been in control of this one, but, you know,
it didn't really look like that in the first period, let's be honest.
This has really been, you know, the only way I can really put this is
pointers show from the second point onwards.
Stevens Point took a punch to the mouth, but then countered with a right hook to the jaw, and with a TKO just knocked out the Blue Golds. And Eau Claire is just going to dump it out of the zone, and that should do it for this one here as we approach 5 seconds left. And Stevens Point, after trailing 1-0 in the first period, rattles off 6 unanswered goals before the Blue Goals put one on the board, which makes this a 6-2 win, guys. Stevens Point dominates Eau Claire and improves to 5-0 in WIAC play. And Eau Claire, instead of shaking hands, guys, went straight off the ice.
That's poor sportsmanship. That's not a good look. I mean, as your coach, you're supposed to be setting an example for these fine young men, and you're telling them just to go right off the ice. That is poor.
And you look at what Stevens Point did last year. They lost at home to Eau Claire on ice 6-2. They still sat out there and shook hands, but yeah. Look at there. I mean, all the Stevens Point players are almost laughing as, you know, these guys. I think you're right, guys. I mean, I know Stevens Point really just punched you in the mouth, but you got to show some more sportsmanship than that.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just terrible.
It's something you shouldn't. If you're any kids are watching out there, don't do that. It's not a good look out of you guys. But remember, they play them tomorrow, so you know maybe they're just trying to get themselves ready for tomorrow. I would not, but you know, Pointers win here. It's a huge win out of them, especially since the last few games have been a little rough for them.
And a win is a win, like you said. Stevens Point now improves to 7-1-3, 5-0 overall in the WIAC, while Eau Claire falls to 7-4, 7-4-0, and 3-2 in WIAC play. Stevens Point picks up the 3 points in the WIAC standings, which ultimately that's what they come here for. They come for the win and for the points, so they move into first place of the WIAC standings here, guys. But what a game here by Stevens Point as you look at it statistically,
I mean,
guys.
a complete 40 minutes. I'm not going to say 60 because that first period was really, really rough around the edges. But they exercised the demons in the second and just came out to compete, and they did that.
And Brody, looking at some, why don't you take a look at some of the stats here? Stevens Point, yeah, they just really turned this one around in a hurry.
Pointers outshot Eau Claire 36-21 in this game. And, you know, still looking at the board here, I mean, after that second period, they only gave up 5 shots in that second period. They gave up 10 in this last period, which, you know, it's almost more than combined shots between the first 2 periods from Eau Claire. But really, a really solid game out of the Pointers. Connor Witherspoon with a hat trick in that second period alone. I mean, really.
Proctor is actually hitting the gritty as he was going off the ice there.
Very confident in Proctor. He had a good night besides, you know, those 2 goals. But, you know, you look past that because the offense really showed out in the second period and the third period.
You know, I don't want to say that it was garbage time that Eau Claire scored, but really the game was over at that point. It was a 5-point lead.
Exactly, and the refs had been letting stuff go all night, and then in the last 5 minutes they decided, you know what, we're going to start calling all of this stuff. I mean, that's poor.
So if you guys had to give your stars of the game to the Pointers players, who would you give them to?
My third star, Proctor. I mean, he let in the first one, the early one. I mean, he locked it down for the rest of the night. Then there was that little bit of a jumble kind of there at the end, but I don't know if that's particularly his fault because, you know, it was a power play and all of that. My second would be probably Fletcher Anderson. He had a bunch of assists. He was everywhere all the night. He was very physical. He was just kind of played a very complete game. And then number 1 star, Connor Witherspoon, without a doubt. I mean, hat trick, just amazing.
Yeah, no arguments there, partner, on that one. I don't think you have one either, Brody, but throw a couple other ones in.
Isaac Moberg, really, really aggressive on the defensive side and kind of frustrating the Blue Golds here. And I mean, granted, he didn't get a goal. He just played well defensively.
He was a good defensive presence, definitely worthy of an honorable mention there for Stevens Point. Well, some final remarks here, guys. If you want to get you some final words on this game, and what do we look forward to tomorrow as Stevens Point heads up to Eau Claire?
I mean, just basically play the same way you did in the second and third periods, and you're going to close out. Granted, it's an away game, but, I mean, I've been up there a couple times. Their home crowd's not really as good as Point is down here, so they don't really got to deal with that. It doesn't really feel like an away game, but you're going to ride this momentum from today into tomorrow, and you're going to do fine.
I guess what I have to say is just carry this momentum into the first, second, and third period tomorrow. You can't have kind of like a first period tonight and go out flat and expect yourselves to do better in the next periods, but just keep the momentum going and go up to Eau Claire and win a game.
Well, that is going to do it, guys. This was a fun one to call tonight, and we're going to have some more hockey action here for you guys this year on SBTV and 90 FM. So keep an eye out the schedules that we'll have here, and obviously we'll put some announcements here on all of our social medias. But I want to thank you guys all for watching, guys. Tonight for my partners, Liam Statz, Brody Kupski, I'm Haroldson. We got to credit Ryan Kreft again for some tremendous camera work.
Absolute amazing
Well,
What a guy this man is.
And with that note, we're going to call this one for tonight. I want to thank you guys all. Reminder, Stevens Point victorious 6-2. We will